got shorter. It's that mic. Turn on number 11.
There it goes. New Jerusalem, Issachar Yaradan is teaching on New Jerusalem, New Jerusalem. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down and we wept. When we remembered Zion, that place where we had rest. We remember the fathers of old when we ruled with hegemony. We look forward to being there again in that beautiful new city, New Jerusalem. Oh, New Jerusalem. New Jerusalem, the city of peace offering. New Jerusalem, New Jerusalem, New Jerusalem, New Jerusalem, New Jerusalem, New Jerusalem, New Jerusalem. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down and we wept. When we remembered Zion, that place where we had rest. We remember the fathers of old when we ruled with hegemony. We look forward to being there again, that new beautiful city, New Jerusalem, New Jerusalem, New Jerusalem, New Jerusalem, New Jerusalem, the city of peace offerings. New Jerusalem, New Jerusalem, New Jerusalem, that city of peace offerings. New Jerusalem, New Jerusalem.
switching gears, moving forth from the series that we're in about the last days and moving over to something different, something slightly new. As we've been talking about, we've been going through a lot of prophecy. And Abba willing, our hope is that that's going to come to an end. Not an end of us covering and going through prophecy, but an end of us doing that live on YouTube. And why are we going to do that? Because, Abba willing, we're going to transition all that over to our own proprietary platform called the City of Adam. And so, all praises. All praises. Now, as many of y'all know, we've been working hard and diligently to bring forth our new platform. We've had the City of Adam website for some time now. It's been 3 years, I think, to the date at the Summer Feast of Weeks. It had been 3 years since we had launched the City of Adam. And those who have been with us for those 3 years, you know that, the site was good, but it's been lacking. But we have a new platform, a new site for the City of Adam that allows us to have a lot more and give a lot more to those who join the site. So we're going to be talking about that a little bit later as we move on. But we're going to get into this class about New Jerusalem. We're going to be talking about what is the City of Adam? Why is this website called the City of Adam? Why are we telling people to go and register on a site called the City of Adam? Well, as you heard in the intro song, we're talking about New Jerusalem. And we have to understand Jerusalem and its purpose to understand the City of Adam. So let's start off first talking about what is Jerusalem. And before we get into the class, I'm joined today by my readers assisting from the AP course. We got AP Asa on my right, and got AP Kanai right here on my left. And they're going to assist in bringing out this information on Jerusalem. So let's start off asking the question, what is Jerusalem? What is Jerusalem? Let's get that. Let's actually look into the Hebrew to get a full understanding on what Jerusalem is. I think we're going through a tornado right now. There we go. Let's pick it up if you would grab that APSI H3389. We're looking at strong concordance, but there's various concordance we can look at these Hebrew words. Let's look at that word. What is it?
Yerushalayim. Proper locative noun. Etymology. A dual, an allusion to its two main hills. The two pointing, at least of the former reading, seems to be that of probably from the passive participle.
So when you go to the nations to try to get a breakdown understanding, they just slap some mumbo jumbo together and tell you this is what it is. It's a place dual in meaning it's got two hills between. That's what it's talking about. But that's not the case. He said, or one thing that they said was true, it comes from two different words, H3384 and H7999. And we can look at those words, those two words that make this compound word, and understand what this really is. What is Jerusalem? So let's go now to the root word, one of them, of this compound word, H3384. What is it, APSI?
H3384, Yara. It's a verb, and its etymology is a primitive root.
Go to the outline of biblical usage.
To throw, shoot, cast, pour. To throw, lay, set. To shoot arrows. To throw water, rain.
All right, so we see that the first use of that word is yara, to throw out, to, or emit, to bring out. And then what is the other word? It comes from the second part of it. That's the yara of Yerushalayim. The second portion of this word is shalom. Let's get H7999.
Etymology. To be in a covenant of peace. Be at peace.
It means peace. Now, those who know what peace is will understand what this is talking about. Be at peace. We're tranquil. We're just meditating right there in the city. If you'll grab, keep reading that, and if you go to AP Can 9, Leviticus 3, and let's pick up in the first verse.
Peaceful one, Paul, one in covenant of peace.
So it says to be in the covenant of peace, to make peace, be at peace. What does it mean to be at peace? Does that just mean I'm calm? I'm tranquil. There is no war. There's been wars in Jerusalem forever. There's constantly been wars. David went to war to conquer Jerusalem. How is it a city of peace when David was shedding blood in Jerusalem? If peace just means no war. What is this peace talking about? Leviticus 3:1.
And if his oblation be a sacrifice of peace offering.
A peace offering. Read on.
If he offer it of the herd, whether it be a male or female, he shall offer it without blemish before the Most High.
So this is what it's talking about. There's an offering regarding peace or oneness, unity, worship, and praise of Abba Yahweh. There is an offering, a sacrifice that must be done to bring you oneness with Abba Yahweh. And so Jerusalem, we think of it, we're thinking about something like Los Angeles or Atlanta or Mozambique or Mombasa, Tokyo, Shanghai. We're thinking just an actual place on a map that you can point to. That's not what Jerusalem is. It is a place that emits peace or peace offerings. It's a place where offerings and sacrifices are offered. This is what Jerusalem is. This is why it is called Jerusalem. It is the place where the Most High receives his sacrifices. And so if you are not giving sacrifices, is that really Jerusalem? Is it really a place that is emitting peace offerings? No, absolutely not. So we do a disservice looking on a map and trying to say, oh, this is Jerusalem. Look who's, quote unquote, in Jerusalem right now. What did Trump do? What was it? A few years ago, he moved the embassy, the United States embassy, to Jerusalem, and they're like, this is prophetic. That has nothing to do with any of the prophecies of Abba Yahweh. None at all. If you're not offering peace offerings, you're not in Jerusalem. Now let's go now to Exodus 20 and 24th verse. Go ahead and grab that APSI. Exodus 20 and 24. So now we see that Jerusalem is not just a physical location. It's not about one specific immovable point on the map. Like I said, we think about Atlanta. If you say I'm going to Atlanta, it means you're going to a specific place on the map. Well, that's not what Jerusalem is. If you look at it from a true biblical and Hebrew perspective. Now let's get Exodus 20, verse 24.
An altar of earth thou shalt make unto me, and shalt sacrifice thereon thy burnt offerings and thy peace offerings.
So the Most High is saying and commanding Moses that wherever I send you, you're going to build an altar. And on that altar, you're going to offer these peace offerings that we just read about in Leviticus 3. Read on.
Thy sheep and thine oxen, in all places where I record my name, I will come unto thee, and I will bless thee.
But that's the specific part. You can't just erect an altar anywhere. He said, in the place where I will record or place my name. And so the Most High can move where the place that he placed his name. And so Jerusalem that we know of today on the map in what's called the Levant, the Most High at one point placed his name there. But if the Most High removes his name there, no longer requires sacrifices there, is that still Jerusalem? No. Let's go to Deuteronomy 12, AP Can 9. Deuteronomy 12, and let's pick that up in the first verse. So we see the components of Jerusalem. It's not just called that to be called that. They could have called it anything else. They could have called it the city of David, which they did at certain points. And they could have left it at that. But no, it was called Jerusalem for a reason, because it was the place that was emitting peace offerings. The people that lived there were supposed to be giving up and offering peace offerings and oblations. Let's go to Deuteronomy 12 and 1.
These are the statutes and judgments which ye shall observe to do in the land, which the Most High power of thy fathers gives thee to possess it, all the days that ye live thereon upon the earth. Ye shall utterly destroy all the places wherein the nations which ye shall possess serve their gods, upon the high mountains and upon the hills and under every green tree.
So the Most High is bringing the children of Israel out of Egypt. He's given them the land of Canaan, which they have defiled. They worship their deities. They had all types of Hittites there that had their deities. They had Jebusites there, had their deities, and they're all worshiping different deities all throughout the land. Most High is saying, when you go there, you better tear everything down. Tear down their groves, tear down their altars. Anything that was dedicated to an idol, you must destroy it. Read on.
Verse 3. And ye shall overthrow their altars, and break their pillars, and burn their groves with fire. And ye shall hew down the graven images of their power, and destroy the names of them out of that place. Ye shall not do so unto the Most High your Abba, but unto the place which the Most High your Abba shall choose out of all your tribes to put his name there, even unto his habitation shall ye seek, and thither thou shalt come.
So he said, this is the way of the heathen. The heathen go to any old spot and say, wow, that tree is real nice. Look how serene this lake is. This is going to be dedicated to my God. Or they go on another street corner. Wow, I like this street. Wow, I'm going to call this whatever, Baal Street. Or they go and set up a church on any street corner. Just anywhere. Just toss anyone up and say, this is going to be called First Baptist. They just go anywhere and set something up for no rhyme, no reason. The story of what's now Mexico City, they call it Tenochtitlan, which is what the Aztecs set up. They felt like they had a prophecy that their deities, which were many, were going to show them where an eagle lands and grabs a snake and eats it. That's where you're going to build your city. And so they went and they saw it. They claimed they saw an eagle come down and grab up a snake. We're going to build our city there. And we're going to build temples and sacrifice people on it. This is what the Gentiles do. This is what the nations do. The Most High is saying, that's not how you're going to do it. That's not how I want it to be done. Read that verse again.
Verse 5.
Read verse 4, actually.
Deuteronomy 12, verse 4. Ye shall not do so unto the Most High your Abba.
So he said, as the nations have gone and set up places of worship all over the place, that's actually called a chapel. When you see in the scriptures chapel, that wasn't never used as like a righteous place of worship. Chapel was used as an offshoot for a place of worship to a deity. So when you go and you see, Baptist chapel or whatever, or you have a chapelaine, you're basically saying you have a witch, an idolater, a place of idol worship. So they had chapels all over the place. Let's read on.
But unto the place which the Most High your Abba shall choose out of all your tribes to put his name there, even unto his habitation shall you seek, and thither thou shalt come.
So the Most High said, don't go and set up places where you're offering offerings just anywhere. The Most High is saying, with me, you're going to have one place that you're going to go to, and this is where you're going to offer. Well, he's going to tell you. This is what you're going to do when you go into that place where the Most High shall place his name. Read on.
Verse 6. And thither ye shall bring your burnt offerings.
There you shall bring your burnt offerings. And it's crazy how Hasatan likes to tell us that sacrifices are done away with. This is the whole essence of what the Most High brought the children of Israel out of Egypt to do, was to give sacrifices. And so when you take the sacrifices away, you just taken out the essence of what Israel was to do. If you have an orange essential oil, that means you took out all the things that make that orange an orange. And the rest is just an empty shell. That's essentially what you give in Israel when you take away sacrifices. Everything, the essence of it has been stripped out, and you just have a shell of an orange. You have a shell of an Israelite if you're not giving sacrifices. Let's read that verse again.
Verse 6. And thither ye shall bring your burnt offerings, and your sacrifices, and your tithes, and have offerings of your hand and your vows, and your freewill offerings, and the firstling of your herds and of your flocks. And there ye shall eat before the Most High, your Abba, and ye shall rejoice in all that ye put your hand unto, ye and your households, wherein the Most High thy Abba has blessed thee. Ye shall not do after all the things that we do here this day, every man whatsoever is right in his own eyes.
All right, jump down to verse 11. So the Most High is saying the nations had chapels and places of worship and offerings all over the place. He said, you don't do that. I'm going to place my name somewhere, and this is where you go and bring your offerings, your heave offerings, your vow offerings, your sacrifices, your tithes. You bring it to this specific place. Don't do what you feel is right. Do what the Most High has said you must do. Jump down to verse 11.
Then there shall be a place which the Most High your Abba shall choose to cause his name to dwell there. Thither shall ye bring all that I command you, your burnt offerings and your sacrifices, your tithes, and the heave offering of your hand, and all your choice vows which ye vow unto the Most High.
All right, jump down to verse 13.
Take heed to thyself that thou offer not thy burnt offerings in every place that thou seest.
Once again, he's telling you, don't bring your burnt offerings and offer them just any place you want. The children of Israel had express commandment, do not erect an altar just anywhere. Now, if you can recall back to when Reuben, Gad, and half of Manasseh was over on the other side of Jordan, they went and built an altar. And the rest of the children of Israel were ready to go to war to defend the covenant of Abiyahu. And they went and they were like, look, if there's something we're missing, let us know, because we're about to slay every one of y'all. They said, look, we didn't build this altar to offer sacrifice. We built it as a witness, as a sign between you and I. We're on this side, you're on that side. You can never say that we don't have a part in inheritance with you. And they're like, oh, okay. I get that, because you weren't sacrificing on that altar. The moment you get Reuben, a Reubenite, to start sacrificing on that altar, that was marked for death for them, because they would have not been doing what the Most High said to do. That's what you had at the split of the kingdom. You had the Judites in Judea, as the Romans would call it. They still had Jerusalem, but up in the northern kingdom, they made anybody a priest, and they built their own temple. Most High never had respect for that, because it was against what they said, what the Most High had already commanded them. Let's read on.
Verse 14. But in the place which the Most High shall choose in one of thy tribes, there thou shalt offer thy burnt offerings, and there thou shalt do all that I command thee. All
right, go to Deuteronomy 16:5, APSI. And so the Most High is once again reiterating, there is a place where the Most High shall choose. And the children of Israel didn't know it yet. They didn't know exactly where. They just knew the promise that there's going to be a place where they must go and bring their sacrifices. Even in this time, they had a tent, a mobile Jerusalem, if you will. When the pillar of fire would stop, they would stop. And when it's time to give those oblations, they would offer oblations. And then when they see the angel of the Most High moving, they would pack it up, get ready, and start moving with them. And when it stopped, they would break it down, set it up, and kickstart some more oblations. It was a mobile spot. It was wherever the Most High was, wherever he directed the angel to go. There wasn't one specific spot in Sinai where the Most High said, this is where you're going to only offer oblations. Up until the Most High said, this city is the place that I have chosen. Let's go now to Deuteronomy 16, verse 5, APSI.
Thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates.
Once again, the Most High is reiterating, you cannot even give the Passover. A lot of people want to do Passover in their own homes. You're not supposed to do that. You were not supposed to just keep it by yourself. You were supposed to follow the order that the Most High gave. He's going to tell you in this same chapter, don't forsake the Levites. Or in this day, those would be the priests of the time. And there is a new priesthood, which is a whole nother class. But the Most High is saying, do not forsake or neglect the priesthood. You cannot sacrifice Passover in your gates. They did that while they were in Egypt. Everybody got their own lamb and sacrificed it at their own house. Most High said that was acceptable for the position you were in. But now that I've taken you out of Egypt, and I'm bringing you into the land that I promised your fathers, that's not how it's going to go. You're going to bring your oblation, your Passover sacrifice, and give it to the priest in the place where I place my name, and you're going to sacrifice it. Let's read on. And once again, that's also another thing. That shows you Passover is a sacrifice. You can't just eat some lamb and say that's the Passover. It had to actually be sacrificed to the Most High. Let's read on, APSI.
Thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates, which the Most High thy Abba giveth thee, but at the place which the Most High thy Abba shall choose to place his name in.
This is where you must go and sacrifice the Passover, where the Most High has chosen to place his name. Now it shows you it's the Most High's choice. It's his prerogative. He can say it's in Timbuktu, or he can say it's in the depths of the sea, or he can say it's up in heaven. Regardless, you got to go there and offer those oblations and offer that sacrifice of Passover. Let's read on.
But at the place which the Most High thy Abba shall choose to place his name, there thou shalt sacrifice the Passover at even, at the going down of the sun, at the season that thou camest forth out of Egypt.
All right, jump down to verse 11.
And thou shalt rejoice before the Most High thy Abba, thou, and thy son, and thy daughter, and thy manservant, and thy maidservant, and the Levite that is within thy gates, and the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that are among you, in the place which the Most High thy Abba have chosen to place his name there.
All right, go down to verse, Deuteronomy chapter 27, pick up the first verse. Now, we see the Most High said at the place where he places his name, that's where everybody must go. Every one of the children of Israel, anyone who wants to offer a sacrifice must go there, whether it's your daughters, whether it's your servants. You must all go and join with the Levites or the priesthood, and they shall offer sacrifices. From the top of us to the lowest of us, you see, the stranger even, the fatherless, the widow. Everybody must come here to the place where the Most High places his name and offer these sacrifices, a.k.a. Jerusalem, the place where sacrifices are going up from. Now, what does it mean for the Most High to place his name somewhere? What does that mean? Does it just mean he says, hey, go to that spot? Is that all it means? Or is there something else to it? Is there an actual process to it? Let's go to Deuteronomy 27. Let's pick up in the first verse. APSI.
And Moses with the elders of Israel commanded the people, saying, keep all the commandments which I command you this day. And it shall be on the day when ye shall pass over Jordan unto the land which the Most High thy Abba giveth thee, that thou shalt set thee up great stones, and plaister them with plaister. And thou shalt write upon them all the words of this law, when thou art passed over, that thou mayest go in unto the land which the Most High thy Abba giveth thee, in a land that floweth with milk and honey, as the Most High thy Abba of thy fathers hath promised thee.
All right, so he's saying go and make pillars and put plaster on them and write on them. Is this what it means to place the name of the Most High, just to write on the walls? We'll see if there's a little bit more to it. Let's read on.
Therefore it shall be when ye be gone over Jordan, that ye shall set up these stones, which I command you this day, in Mount Ebal, and thou shalt plaster them with plaster. And there shalt thou build an altar unto the Most High thy Abba, an altar of stones. Thou shalt not lift up any iron tool upon them.
All right, so we see that the Most High is saying, in the place where I want you to write and record all of this law, I also need you to go and build an altar. And if anybody knows what they do in an altar, sacrifices, you'll see that that's exactly what they're going to do. Read on.
Thou shalt build the altar of the Most High thy Abba of whole stones, and thou shalt offer burnt offerings thereon unto the Most High thy Abba.
You shall build an altar and offer burnt offerings. Read on.
And thou shalt offer peace offerings.
There we go. The peace offerings, the shalom or the shalom offerings must be offered up here. And when they do these things, something is going to happen. Read on.
And shalt eat there, and rejoice before the Most High thy Abba. And thou shalt write upon these stones all the words of this law very plainly.
So they are writing out this law, covenant. They're offering peace offerings. Everybody's eating, rejoicing. And then what happens?
And Moses and the priests, the Levites, spake unto all Israel, saying, Take heed and hearken, O Israel, this day thou art become the people of the Most High thy
This
Abba.
This day, go to Numbers 6 and 22, AP Kananiah. This day, he said, you have become the people of the Most High. Not while you were in Egypt, not when you ate that quote-unquote first Passover, not while y'all were sojourning, going out and walking up to Mount Sinai, but this day, when the words were written out plainly, offerings were offered by these priests, and if we read on, we would see, which we won't do for time's sake, that Moses read out this law. And everybody said, Amen, meaning, so be it, it's recorded in heaven that I've agreed to do this law. And with all those things, the Most High said, this day you have become the people of the Most High. Without that, they technically weren't the people. Without that, they really weren't the people of the Most High. You have to formally agree to this law and offer sacrifices, and in that moment, you become the people of Abba Yahweh. And now, once you become the people of Abba Yahweh, just like the place of Abba Yahweh, what happens? What is that called? Numbers 6 and 22.
And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, The Most High bless thee and keep thee. The Most High make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. The Most High lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace.
All right, so after, and if we read earlier, we're talking about this Nazirite vow. So we're saying after you have brought these people into this vow, this covenant, this agreement, priests, lift up your hands over these children of Israel and bring forth this blessing upon them. After they have done all these things, after they've been consecrated, after they've agreed to the law, after they made vows to the Most High, bring forth this blessing upon them. That the peace of the Most High shall always be upon them. And what else?
Verse 27. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel. and
They
I
shall place my name upon the children of Israel. This is what it means to place, for the Most High to place his name on something. It doesn't mean just inscribe the name of the Most High on something. It doesn't just mean call out what you think is the name of Abba Yahweh. We're going to cover that in a second. It means to be in the covenant that the Most High has prescribed unto you. When you do that, when you make these vows, the name of the Most High is upon you. You must consecrate a place. You must, or a person, a thing. And then the Most High's name is upon it. Read on.
and I will bless them.
All right. Let's go now to Genesis 12 and 1. You can read that AP aside, and then go ahead and we're going to get some Hebrew words from there. Genesis 12 and 1. And see that Abraham did the same thing. To place the Most High's name upon somebody, something, or some place, once again, doesn't just mean have something inscribed in writing. It means to be in a vow, in an agreement with Abba Yahweh. Writing is just a reminder of that. Something inscribed is just a reminder of that, or a physical token of that. Now, let's get a little bit more understanding of what it means to have the name of the Most High upon you. Genesis 12 and 1.
Now the Most High had said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, to a land that I will show thee.
All right, jump down to verse 6. So the Most High called out Abram, not Abraham yet, but Abram at this time, and said, go, I'm going to show you this new land. Go out of Mesopotamia, as the Greeks called it, or of the Chaldees, and go now into this land. Verse 6.
And Abram passed through the land unto the place of Shechem, unto the plain of Moreh, and the Canaanite was then in the land.
All right, so he was in the land of the Canaanites that they were dwelling in at the time. Read on.
And the Most High appeared unto Abram, and said unto thy seed, will I give thee this land? And there built he an altar unto the Most High, who appeared unto him. And he removed from thence unto a mountain on the east of Bethel, and pitched his tent, having Bethel on the west, and Hai on the east. And there he built an altar unto the Most High.
So he built an altar. If we're following the theme, we know what the righteous were doing with altars. They were offering sacrifices. So Abraham built an altar and sacrificed, and what was this called?
And called upon the name of the Most High.
Called upon the name of the Most High. Now, to further this understanding, what does it mean to call upon the name of the Most High? A lot of us are putting a modern spin on it. Abraham was out there saying, Yahweh. Is that what it means? Just to call out a name? You have a lot of people thinking that. His name is Yahuwah, brother. It's not Yahweh. If you're saying his name wrong, he's not going to hear you. Matter of fact, I'm a Jehovah's Witness. His name is Jehovah. If you're not saying Jehovah, the Most High is not going to hear you. Yeah, his name is Yahweh. Oh, you saying Jesus, brother? Don't you know J wasn't invented until 1572? His name was Yeshua. No, brother, his name was Yehoshua. Which one was right? Yeah, somebody say Yahushua. Some people say Yahushua is made up, which you've covered in the class. That is not. Which one is right? Which one is true? Is it really the case that if you say the wrong name, quote unquote, the Most High is not going to hear your prayers? Is that what it means to call on the name of the Most High? That you got to find the right combination of consonants and vowels to call on Abba Yahweh? Is that what it means? Let's look at the Hebrew of this, Genesis 12 and the 8th verse, right? If you look at it, we have, start there, what's that word? H4196. Actually, I'll go through it. If you go to Romans 10 and 13, AP Cananiah, Misbeah, or Misbach, an altar. Then you have the Tetragrammaton, Yahweh. Some people say Yahuwah. Some say Yahweh. Some say Jehovah. You have the Tetragrammaton. Now you have H7121 for anybody following along the Strong's Concordance. Korah. Call. Next word is Shem. Name. H8034. Call, name, then what's the next word? The Tetragrammaton again, Yahweh. A lot of times in Hebrew, you don't see prepositions like upon. We'll hang so much on a few words that have been inserted through a translation to try and make it make more sense. Upon the name means you're speaking, you're saying his name. That's not what it is. He called that place the place that Abba Yahweh had chosen. That's what he called it. He called the name of it. He put upon the name of the altar the Most High. He consecrated it. He offered sacrifices, peace offerings, and therefore it was the place that the Most High has chosen. And it would actually be the same place that he would go and sacrifice Isaac. It would be the same place that David would go and buy the threshing floor. It'd be the same place that Solomon would go and build the temple upon. Not he called out a random generation of consonants and vowels to make a sound, and that was the proper sound that chimed in heaven. It's the Most High heard it. That's not what happened. The Most High's name was placed upon it because Abraham went there and offered the appropriate sacrifices unto Abba Yahweh upon the altar. Let's go now to Romans 10 and 13 to get a little bit more understanding upon this.
For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Most High shall be saved.
So you have a lot of people who read scriptures like this and say this means that you have to know the exact name of Abba Yahweh or God. You have to say Jehovah. You have to say it just like that. Not Jehovah Jireh, you must say Jehovah. You didn't say va in it, you said they. It's Jehovah, not Jehovah. The Most High is that particular. You got to know that you got to say the words exactly as that. Exactly as somebody told you to say it. What was Adam calling the Most High? Right, Abba, Father. He didn't call him Yahweh. You don't see the Tetragrammaton until way later. You don't see people using, I should say, the Tetragrammaton until Moses' time. You see it written in the Bible, of course, before them, but you don't see Adam going back and saying, oh, Yahweh, save me from this curse you put upon me. You don't see that. So why are we getting so caught up in a name? Because we're reading it from an Anglo-Saxon mindset. Anybody who calls upon the name of the Most High shall be saved. We think that means you must know a specific name. Well, if we look at it, once again, in the Greek, and I'll get you to read that word. We're going to get to it, G 1941. So, once again, we see this word, G 1941. Epikalio. Now, once again, they didn't even put a preposition in here. Upon, at, nothing like that. It's this word, epikalio, the name of the word, or of the Lord, kairos. So, call the name of the Lord is what it's saying if we just read it in the Greek. Not upon the name, not say the name. Now, what is this word, G 1941, epikalio? What does it mean?
G 1941, epikalio, shall call upon.
We those outline of biblical usage.
Oh, gotcha. To put a name upon.
To put a name upon. What else?
To permit oneself to be surnamed.
To be surnamed. What's your surname? Your last name.
Okay.
So when a woman gets married, what tends to happen? She changed her last name. If her maiden name was Williams and she's marrying somebody named Johnson, she goes from Mary Williams to Mary Johnson. Her surname changes. And what is that supposed to show? What is that supposed to mean?
Marriage, a covenant.
She's married, she's covenant. That is that man's. She belongs to that family. That's what it means. Does she go and write on her forehead, Johnson? No.
Someone would tattoo
Right.
it.
Yeah. Some do that. Some do that. A perversion of what the Most High has said to do. It doesn't mean call out a certain name, a specific syllable. That's not what it means. It means to put the name upon, to be surnamed. And like you said, with marriage, there's a whole process to it. You got some Israelites teaching sex is marriage. So you just lay down, you're married. That's not how it goes. Mm-hmm. That's never, ever how it's been. And actually, that is a recipe for disaster, a way to destroy society. You must do several steps, especially in a biblical marriage. There's several steps to it. First, you have to go through this proving process, and you need permission from her father. We've seen Israelites do that, where they go and find a woman online, say, oh, you come to my place. and we're going to get married tonight. And she'll have parents in Israel, and they'll be like, they really don't matter, because once we get down, we marry. You have transgressed greatly. You have taken somebody's daughter. In biblical lingo or KJV lingo, that would have been somebody's property and taken it. If I have a car for sale, for example, not saying women to cars, let's just use that as an example, right? And somebody comes and says, can I test drive that car? I said, yeah, sure. You want to buy it? Come test drive it. Well, I already drove it, so it's mine. No, that's not how it works. Yeah, and you gotta talk to me. You gotta get my price. I write you a bill of sale. You take that bill of sale, you go to the county, and then you transfer that title over to your name.
Contract.
There's a contract. There is a paper trail to it. This is how it worked with Israel as well. You couldn't just take a woman and lay with her and say, that was my wife. You had to talk to the father, first and foremost. You talked to the father, got his approval. A lot of times it was a whole family affair. You got the whole family's approval. After getting the whole family's approval, now you arrange the dowry. All right, how much? It's going to be X amount. It's going to be 30 shekels. We'll keep it an even amount. 30 shekels, and you do that. And now we write up a contract. And it's signed. It's agreed to. Then we make vows to the Most High through a sacrifice called a vow offering. And once you do that, she can take off my name and put your name upon her. This is what the Most High is doing. This is what the Most High does with us. This is what it means for the Most High to place his name on somebody or some place. The Most High owns the whole world. But he said there's a specific place that I'm going to do this process upon. You're going to get there. You're going to offer sacrifices. You're going to dedicate the place, and it's going to be where I shall dwell and visit you. This is what it means for the Most High to place his name upon something. And we see all the scriptures talk about call upon the name of the Most High, call upon the name of the Lord. That doesn't just mean say a word. That means enter into the Most High's covenant and be called after his name. Be called the people of the Most High. And to be called the people of the Most High, you have to offer sacrifices, offer vow offerings, and then be consecrated to be the people of Abba Yahweh. Let's go now to 1 Kings 8, APSI. 1 Kings 8. We're going to see this firsthand. Abba willing.
Then Solomon assembled the elders of Israel and all the heads of the tribes, the chief of the fathers of the children of Israel, to King Solomon in Jerusalem, that they might bring up the ark of the covenant of the Most High out of the city of David, which is Zion. All
right, so now Solomon goes to Jerusalem, and hopefully we're learning. Jerusalem isn't just a physical location. It was the place where the Most High placed his name, where peace offerings are offered. The people there should be throwing up, giving up peace offerings. Let's jump down now to the 12th verse. This is the time where Solomon finished the construction and the building of the temple. Now they're about to do something. Verse 12.
Then spake Solomon, the Most High said that he would dwell in the thick darkness.
So we skipped a lot, but what we skipped was the priest brought in the Ark of the Covenant and offered oblations and sacrifice. So much so, the smoke of the sacrifice was so thick, they couldn't even see. They had to run up out of the place because their eyes were burning from the smoke. They couldn't breathe. There was so much smoke, so much offerings. The Most High, and Solomon's like, wow, this is what the Most High talked about. He's going to dwell in the midst of this smoke of these oblations. Let's read on.
I have surely built thee an house to dwell in, a settled place for thee to abide in forever. And the king turned his face about and blessed all the congregation of Israel. And all the congregation of Israel stood. And he said, Blessed be the Most High Abba of Israel, which spake with his name unto David my father, and hath with his hand fulfilled it, saying, Since the day that I brought forth my people Israel out of Egypt, I choose no city out of all the tribes of Israel to build an house, that my name might be therein.
All right, so this is what we've been talking about. Most High said, for the time that y'all have been dwelling in Egypt, or coming out of Egypt, in Sinai, and in conquering the land of the Canaanites, I have not yet placed my name anywhere. But now this day, to the Most High, I'm placing my name here. This is now Jerusalem. Let's read on.
But I choose David to be over my people Israel. And it was in the heart of David, my father, to build an house for the name of the Most High Abba of Israel.
So, once again, you can't just say this is the geographical location of Jerusalem. You must build a house, an altar, a place of oblations and sacrifices. And the Most High shall place his name there. Let's read on.
And the Most High said unto David, my father, whereas it was in thine heart to build an house unto my name, thou didst well that it was in thine heart. Nevertheless, thou shalt not build the house, but thy son that shall come forth out of thy loins, he shall build the house unto my name.
He shall build this house unto the name of the Most High. What does it mean, once again, unto the name of the Most High? It means it was dedicated, consecrated for the worship of the Most High and the Most High alone. Let's read on.
And the Most High hath performed his word that he spake, and I am risen up in the room of David my father, and sit on the throne of Israel, as the Most High promised, and have built an house for the name of the Most High Abba of Israel. And I have set there a place for the ark, wherein is the covenant of the Most High.
Once again, we see clearly that the ark of the covenant, the agreement, must abide upon and within that house. That is what it means to build a house to the name of the Most High. You can't just write on it Yahweh or house of Jesus Christ. You can't do that. You have to have a covenant that you have consecrated through a sacrifice to make it a place for the name of the Most High. Let's read on.
Which he made with our fathers when he brought them out of the land of Egypt. And Solomon stood before the altar of the Most High in the presence of all the congregation of Israel, and spread forth his hands toward heaven.
All right, now jump down to verse 26. Now we see Solomon doing what Aaron was charged to do back in number 6, what we read earlier. To go and stretch forth his hands over the people and proclaim a blessing. What was the blessing that Solomon proclaimed upon this house and the people in it when they consecrated it through plenteous of sacrifices? Read on.
And now, O Abba of Israel, let thy word, I pray thee, be verified, which thou spakest unto thy servant David my father. But will Abba indeed dwell on the earth? Behold, the heaven and earth of heavens cannot contain thee, how much less this house that I have built.
So Solomon, a humble and wise man, said, the Most High can barely fit in heaven. How's he going to dwell in this house on earth? Nevertheless, do this. Read on.
Yet have thou respect unto the prayer of thy servant, and to his supplications, O Abba, O Most High, my Abba, to hearken unto the cry and to the prayer which thy servant prayeth before thee today, that thine eyes may be open toward this house night and day, even toward the place of which thou hast said, my name shall be there.
He said, nevertheless, place your name on this place. Look down from heaven and give respect and reverence and protection to this place. Read on.
That thou mayest hearken unto the prayer which thy servant shall make toward this place.
Jump down now to verse 62, and if you would, AP can I go to 1 Kings 9, go to the next chapter over, and we're going to continue reading. Go ahead. 1 Kings 8:62.
And the king And all Israel with him offered sacrifice before the Most High. And Solomon offered a sacrifice of peace offerings, which he offered unto the Most High, 220,000 oxen.
Look at what Solomon did in this house, in the place where the Most High places his name. Offered sacrifices. Read on.
And 120,000 sheep.
Thousands of sacrifices. 220,000 sheep. That's 22,000 or oxen. 22,000 oxen. 120,000 sheep. This is what he offered. Thousands upon thousands and hundreds of thousands of offerings given up in the house of the Most High. This is what the Most High wants in the place where he places his name. Now, things have changed, of course, since then. We're going to talk about what that change is, Abba willing. Read on.
So the king and all the children of Israel dedicated the house of the Most High.
This is how you dedicate a house. This is how a house is dedicated or consecrated, made holy. And once it's holy and dedicated and consecrated, the Most High shall place his name there. Let's look at, in the next chapter, what the Most High's reply was to Solomon and this prayer that he offered with the sacrifices.
1 Kings 9:1. And it came to pass, when Solomon had finished the building of the house of the Most High, and the king's house, and all Solomon's desire, which he was pleased to do, that the Most High appeared to Solomon the second time, as he had appeared unto him at Gibeon. And the Most High said unto him, I've heard thy prayer and thy supplication that thou hast made before me. I have hallowed this house.
He said, I heard everything you prayed. I heard your blessing. I've heard everything that you requested because of all those sacrifices you gave me. I will indeed make this house holy. Read on.
Which thou hast built, to put my name there.
And I will put my name upon it. This is how the Most High's name is placed upon something. Not just you write on it. Not just you say it's the house of the Lord, but because you've built it, you brought the ark, you brought the covenant, and you've given sacrifices and made it holy. Then the Most High's name shall be upon it. Let's read on.
To put my name there forever, and my eyes and my heart shall be there perpetually.
So the Most High's eyes and his mind shall always be upon this place, to look out for it, to watch over it, and to protect it. Now, some people look at the word forever and think that means, see, this is without time. This is always going to be. That's not how the Most High spoke. He's saying as long as that covenant abides, this is going to be the place. Let's show, he's going to continue on and show you it's not without end. He's going to show you that clearly. Read on.
Verse 4. And if thou wilt walk before me, as David thy father walked, in integrity of heart and in uprightness, to do according to all that I have commanded thee, and will keep my statutes and my judgments, then I will establish the throne of thy kingdom upon Israel forever. As I promised to David thy father, saying, there shall not fail thee a man upon the throne of Israel.
All right, so he's saying what we covered last week in this last series, Deuteronomy 28. He's giving him the same contract. If you walk in my judgments and do everything I've commanded you, like your father David, this shall always be the place. Your throne shall always be here at this place that now is called Jerusalem. Now he said there's a flip side to it, though. Read on.
But if ye shall at all turn from following me, ye or your children, and will not keep my commandments and my statutes, which I have set before you, but go and serve other powers and worship them, then will I cut off Israel out of the land
He
which
said,
I
I will
have given
cut off
them.
Israel, once again, Deuteronomy 28, in a small little capsule. You do well, you shall be blessed. If you don't, you shall be cursed. And I'm going to cut you off from this land. And what else?
In this house.
And I'm going to cut off this house. I'm going to cut off Jerusalem. Read on.
Which I have hallowed for my name, will I cast out of my sight, And
I will cast this place that you have consecrated, and I've agreed to make holy, and place my name there. I will take my name off of it. AKA, I'll give you a divorce. If a woman gets married, she takes on his last name. Now, if they get a divorce, now what happens? Usually she goes back to her maiden name. She takes that name off. Or he said, I don't want that. Give my name back. And this was the Most High said, I will do this. If you keep my covenant here in this place in Jerusalem, in the Levant, in what we now know as Israel, Most High said, I'll keep that as the place. But if you do not, you walk away, which we already know they did, Most High said, I'm going to take my name back. I'm going to give you a bill of divorce. I'm taking my name, and you're going to be called something else. Read on.
1 Kings 9, continue verse 7. And Israel shall be a proverb and a byword among all people. And at this house, which is high, everyone that passeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss, and they shall say, why has the Most High done thus unto this land and to this house?
So they're going to see how decrepit the Most High's place, where he once put his name, how vile and decrepit and lowly it's going to be. People are going to wonder and be like, wow, what happened to her? Damn, she used to be, she was beautiful, and now she cracked out on the street looking all thin, asking for money. What happened to her? Read on.
And they shall answer, because they forsook the Most High their power.
Because they forsook the Most High. That's why they cracked out on the street. That's why they're the lowest of the low. That's why they're in the position they're in. That's why they are a proverb and a byword, because they forsook the Most High and did not do the things that he told them to do. Read on.
Who brought forth their fathers out of the land of Egypt, and have taken hold unto other powers, and have worshipped them, and served them.
This is the root and the cause of all evil, and therefore it's also a solution. They went and worshiped idols. We already know Solomon fell. The women he got from the other nations, they still loved their deities. And they said, hey, Solomon, you got to build that. And when he was young and strong, you won't get on my face. I'm going to put the... And she probably left. Then he got about 45. Solomon, can we go and build? How many times I got to tell you no? Think about 55. Look, woman, stop bothering me, all right? You got about 65, got some gray hairs, and he's like, you know what? Fine. You've been bothering me for 37 years. Fine. Let me go and build you a house to your deity. And now the rest of the children of Israel began to follow suit and start worshiping deities. The kingdom split. All types of wickedness would happen. The Most High did indeed what he promised Solomon. I will destroy this house. I will make it a proverb and a byword. I will wipe it off the face of the map. And I will take my name off of it and move it somewhere else and make a new Jerusalem, a new place of peace offerings. Let's finish that up. And then AP, so I'm going to get you to go to Psalms 46 and 5, but I just want to read it in the NIV, New International Version. But let's finish that up.
1 Kings 9, latter part of verse 9. And have taken hold upon other deities, and have worshipped them, and served them. Therefore has the Most High brought upon them all this evil.
Therefore has the Most High put this evil upon them. Now, I got to take a little detour for a second. I'll take a little detour because we've covered all this great depth about the place of the Most High, where he shall place his name. And that means to be consecrated, to have a place of worship, the place where peace offerings are offered. Now, you have a lot of people adulterating these scriptures, adulterating the understanding. And here's a common one that if anybody spends any time on social media and sees anybody of some sort of religious mindset, you will see this verse. You will see this chapter, especially amongst some women. That's why we're going to the NIV, to get it in its full depravity. Psalms 46 and 5. What does it say in the NIV? Read just as it says.
God is within her. She will not fall.
Anybody else see this online?
Yeah.
Anybody see this in sisters' bios or just post about it? And I just saw one last week, I think. And they said, sis, that's talking about you. And so women take this and say, see, God is with me. I will not fall while I strip at this strip club for money to pay this rent. God is with me. I'm not going to fall.
That's my favorite verse.
Yeah. I'm just here for a season. God just got me here. This is just my season until I get out of here. So I pay for my college and get out. No other scriptures. Don't read the Bible. Don't crack the Bible. Don't crack this chapter open. And then look at this and say, God is within her. That's me. I will not fail. I will not fall. Finish that up.
God will help her at break of day.
God is going to help me. This is why Paul said, I forbid women to teach or usurp authority over a man. They love the feel-good stuff. I know it may sound harsh and rough, but it's an order. There's an order to things. It's the same thing with Proverbs 31. How many people you know call themselves a Proverbs 31 woman? I'm sure it will not be hard to find a woman calling themselves Proverbs 31. But sis, did you crack open that Bible and read that chapter? Because Solomon said, who shall find one? I can go right now on Instagram, Facebook, and find a woman calling herself Proverbs 31. I can probably find about 10 of them. Solomon said, it ain't easy to find. What makes you a Proverbs 31 woman? Because you look good? Because you go to church on Sundays? That woman was working. That woman was putting her hand to the plow and not working for some boss somewhere at a corporation. She was working for her family, for her household. This is what a virtuous woman was. And so women would take that scripture and pervert it to something that is not, calling anybody a virtuous woman. That woman will go and get a man and start knuckling up. Tell me I'm a virtuous woman, but don't try me. Let's box. And they do the same thing with this. Psalms 46 and 5. God is within her. She will not fall. That's talking about me. God is within me. I'm not going to fall. But now let's go to the KJV and read it. In the 5th verse, you can read the same thing and get some understanding of what this is talking about. Is it talking about a woman? Psalms 46 and 5.
The Most High is in the midst of her. She shall not be moved. The Most High shall help her in that rightly early.
All right, so that sounds like, all right, this is, saying the same thing, but let's go up a verse. All you got to do is go up one verse and see it ain't talking about any woman. Psalms 46 and 4.
There is a river, the streams whereof shall make glad the city of
Shall
Abba.
make glad the city of the Most High. Old English is a little different. When certain things, certain terms had genders to them. Certain nouns had genders. Anybody see somebody talking about a boat? Yeah, I just got my new yacht. I'm about to take her on her maiden voyage. They call this boat a her. That's how they do in Old English. Certain things can be a he, certain things can be a she, even if it's an inanimate object. This is talking about the city of the Most High. The place where the Most High has placed his name, Jerusalem, the peace offerings, and what else?
The holy place of the tabernacles of the Most High.
The holy place that Solomon built. That the Most High agreed to his prayer and placed his name on and hallowed it, made it holy. Now, what about Jerusalem, the holy temple of Abba? What about it? Tell me about it.
The Most High is in the midst of her.
The Most High has dispatched his angels and put them in the midst of Jerusalem. Read on.
She shall not be moved.
It shall not be moved. Jerusalem. Not some random woman on the street on Instagram. This is talking about the city, Jerusalem. This is talking about the place where the Most High shall put his name. The temple of the Most High shall not be moved. Read on.
The Most High shall help her in that right early.
The Elohim shall help the city. This is what we've been reading in Revelations 12. The earth helped the woman. The angels that were over the grain offerings helped the woman and gave her grain. The angels that were over the drink offerings gave them drink. And they offered oblations and sacrifices, and the woman was helped. Zion was helped. This has nothing to do with your own personal trials or convictions. This is talking about Zion, the city, Israel, Jerusalem, the place where Abba Yahweh shall put his name. Has nothing to do with any man or woman. It is about the holy place of Abba Yahweh. And this is how much they love this holy place. Time won't afford us to go to it. But if Ken, now you go to Jeremiah 7 and 1. In Maccabees, the Greeks came and defiled the temple. They offered swine's flesh upon the altar. Not just any swine's flesh, rotten swine's flesh. That thing was sitting out in the baking sun for 15 days. 10 days, actually. 10 days. Had worms and maggots all on the Most High's altar, and then they burnt it up and defiled the Most High's temple. And it convicted the Maccabean family so much that they went to war. They lost their lives to reclaim the temple. And in that book, it tells you that they didn't care. Well, they might say they didn't care. Their first priority was not themselves, was not their family, was not their wives, their children, wasn't their income. They said their first priority was the temple of the Most High. Everybody was in unison that was their first priority. I don't care what I got going on. I know something's happening at home. I know my son is sick and my wife wants me to be there, but I got to reclaim this temple. I got to get this temple back. I have to go back and dedicate this place so the Most High will put his name back upon it. This is what the chief priority is and should be for anybody calling themselves an Israelite, is to come back to the temple of the Most High. And so we already have covered that the Most High has moved it, or that he proclaimed to Solomon. If you keep my covenant and the charge that I gave to David, your father, you shall abide here forever. But if you break my covenant, which indeed he did, which indeed his sons after him did, I shall bring on it great destruction, which he indeed did. And the Messiah came and did the same thing. After they came back and built it again, he said, I am going to destroy this temple and build it back in 3 days. And they were like, what are you talking about? You're going to destroy this temple? It took 40 years for them to build it the second time. You're going to do it again? You're going to build it up in 3 days? They didn't understand he was talking about a different temple. He was talking about a new Jerusalem. Let's go now to Jeremiah 7 and 1. I had to go on that detour because I see that scripture all the time, and it boils my blood when I see sisters just using that like, that's about me. God is within me, I shall not fail. No, it's talking about Jerusalem. The Most High shall not cause it to fail, that there is a place where he shall put his name. There is going to be a place where the Most High shall put his name. Let's go now to Jeremiah 7, and let's pick up in the first verse.
The word that came to Jeremiah from the Most High, saying, stand in the gate of the Most High's house, and proclaim there this word, and say, hear the word of the Most High, all ye of Judah, that enter in at these gates to worship the Most High. Thus saith the Most High of hosts, the power of Israel. Amend your ways and your doings, and I will cause you to dwell in this place.
We see the same thing. Said, Israel, you've gone astray. Let me give you another warning, the same warning I gave to Solomon. Amend, change your ways. Because you have gone after the ways of other deities. You have followed after the ways of the nations around you. Come back to the covenant that I have given you. And you shall continue to dwell in this place. I shall keep my name upon it. Read on.
Trust ye not in lying words, saying, the temple of the Most High, the temple of the Most High, the temple of the Most High are these.
Don't trust in your own carnal thoughts, saying, here's the temple. Look at this gold that Solomon put down. That's the temple. Look at this brazen altar. That's the temple right there. He's telling you that is a lie. That is not what the Most High wanted you to do with these things, even these physical things. Look what happened when Moses built not a staff with a serpent on it, but a staff with a seraphim on it. Moses built that, a physical copy of it, so they can look on it and see that the Most High, his Elohim, were the ones who were healing you. Now, give it several generations later, King Hezekiah comes around, and the children of Israel are bowing down to that staff with the seraphim on it. Bowing down to that physical thing that was supposed to remind you of the divine, the heavenly thing. And Hezekiah had to go and destroy it. Let's read on.
Verse 5. For if ye thoroughly amend your ways and your doings, if ye thoroughly execute judgment between a man and his neighbor.
So even though Israel was still abiding in what we would now call Jerusalem, he said their minds, their hearts were wicked. They were not executing judgment, proper judgment amongst one another. Read on.
If ye oppress not the stranger.
They were oppressing the stranger. Who else?
The fatherless and the widow.
They were oppressing these people that are looked at as lowly, as below, as vulnerable people. Oppressing the poor. What else?
And shed not innocent blood in this place.
And spilling blood of innocent people. They had killed prophets and righteous men. Even though they were going to the temple and, quote unquote, loving it. Look at the Pharisees. Loved going into the temple. The Messiah said, y'all outwardly look like sheep and lamb, but inside y'all ravening wolves. Read on.
Neither walk after other deities to your hurt.
And not only that, they were walking after deities. They were mixing the two. That's what Solomon did. Yeah, okay, I'll build you a house to your deity over there in the hills. You can go there and I'll go to this temple. You still part of my house, but you going to worship an idol? You can't have that. You can't mix salt water and sweet water together. And so they were mixing the two. You'll see that with righteous kings. The Most High said their heart wasn't perfect. They didn't complete the will of the Most High. They didn't execute the righteous judgment of the peace offerings because a lot of them still allowed places of high worship to deities in their borders, which is strictly forbidden. The only three kings that were called not defective were David, Josiah, and Hezekiah. And all of them destroyed the altars of their deities or of other deities and established the temple of the Most High. So Israel was oppressing, the fatherless, the widow, shedding innocent blood, and worshiping and allowing the worship of deities, other idols. I don't say other idols, of idols. And yet still going to the temple saying, oh, look how beautiful this temple is. Let's read on.
Verse 7. Then will I cause you to dwell in this place, in the land that I gave to your fathers forever and ever.
If you turn from your evil ways, I will continue to keep my name upon this place. Read on.
Behold, ye trust in lying words that cannot profit. Will ye still murder and commit adultery and swear falsely and burn incense unto Baal and walk after other deities whom ye know not?
They were stealing, committing adultery, making false oaths and false swearing, burning up incense to deities, all while still treading the courts of the temple of the Most High. Read on.
Verse 10. And come and stand before me in this house, which is called by my name, and say, we are delivered to do all these abominations.
You're going to come to this house that Solomon built and say, wow, the Most High brought us into this holy place so I can burn incense to Baal. That's what you're going to say? The Most High brought me into this promised land so I can go and sleep with that man's wife. The Most High brought me here so I can go and lie to that brother, cheat and steal and get rich. That's why the Most High brought you here? No, he brought you there to do his service, to give oblations and sacrifice in that house. If you would turn back from those wicked ways, the Most High said, I will keep my name here. Read on.
Is this house which is called by my name,
is this house where I have placed my name and called it only for my service, read on,
become a den of robbers in your eyes?
become a place for people to go and engage in commerce and make money, who got nothing to do with the priesthood, who got nothing to do with the temple? This is what the Messiah was talking about when he went into the temple and overturned the tables of the money changers. When you see the Pharisees, they weren't all like priests. A lot of them were Benjamites. Some were Judites, and they were going in like, got a lamb going for 50. God gave you 50, 50, 50, 50, going for 55, 55. Gotta get 55. Gotta get lamb going for 75, 75, 75, 75. Oh, lamb going for 100. In the temple of the Most High. What about the poor? What about the stranger? What about the fatherless, the widow? Those who couldn't go and pay. There was actually statutes in Moses' covenant about what happens if a man was poor. Said you could bring a lamb to atone for your sin, to remove that sin off you. You too poor to bring a lamb? All right, do this. Yep, there you go. Bring a turtle dove and a pigeon. That's going to be enough. You don't have lamb? Go out and catch a turtle. You can't catch a turtle dove? You know what? This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do, all right? You can't bring, and this is in Moses' covenant. This is in Leviticus 6, I believe. He said, go and bring some bread. Get some flour. Go and bring some bread. You don't have a lamb? You can't afford a lamb? I don't know how much a lamb is today. A full lamb, a live lamb. How much is a live lamb? Probably about a couple $100.
Yeah.
All right, you don't have that. Go get me a live chicken. How much is a live chicken? About $20 now?
Okay.
You only have 20. All right, go get me a bag of flour. All right, how about that? Go get me a small one, too. Just get me a small one. What's that, about $5? You can get $5. Yeah. All right, you can get $5. You can't get 20, but you can get $5. And you can take that and bring it to the temple, and the priest will offer it, and that will be enough to cleanse you of your sins. This is in Moses' covenant, but you had in that day people who loved filthy lucre and loved gaining money and said, brother, them oblations going to be at least $657.99. How much you got? I don't have anything. I got about, here's all I got in my bank account, about $5. Get out my face. You can keep your sins. $5? I ain't working for nothing less than $672, brother. That's my hourly rate. This is what they were doing in the temple. And the Most High says, is that what I called you to this house to do? To oppress the poor and the needy and afflict them? The place where I have put my name? Read on.
Behold, even I have seen it.
Most High said, I'm seeing everything you're doing. And it's recorded in heaven. Read on.
But go ye now unto my place, which was in Shiloh.
Now he's saying something interesting. Read on.
Where I set my name at the first.
Remember, they are still in Jerusalem. This is still the time where Solomon's temple is still standing. He said, Jeremiah, let me show you something. Like Ezekiel, I took him up by his hair, by his locks, and showed him a vision. And showed him what all the ancients of Israel do in the chamber of imagery. He said, Jeremiah, let me show you this place. Read that again.
But go ye now unto my place, which was in Shiloh, where I set my name at the first.
Where I set my name at first. What is he talking about? Where I set my name at first. Finish on.
And see what I did to it for the wickedness of my people Israel.
He said, look back to the first place. And where I put my name at first. And look at what I did for the wickedness of the people that were there. What is that word first? Is it one? A lot of us know the word. Akkad, one. But what is this word? Is it akkad? You got that? AP Assad. What is that word?
H72223 is Rishon.
Rasan. What does that word mean?
First, primary, former.
First, primary, or former. What else?
Ancestors.
The ancestors. He said, go and look back at the place of your ancestry. And see what I did there when they start getting wicked. Read on.
Foremost of location.
Read on. Look at how they've also used this word within the KJV. Actually, jump down to that one that says Strong's definition.
Rishon. First in place, time or rank.
First in place, time, or rank. First in time. Read on.
As adjective or noun, ancestor, that were before time, beginning, eldest.
The eldest, the beginning. Read on.
First, forefather, most, former thing, of old time and then past.
He said, Jeremiah, tell the children of Israel to look back in the past. What past? What past is he talking about? Now, if anybody can tell me, does this word sound similar? If you've been watching us and hearing us, especially when it comes to the translation, this word Rashon, does it sound like anything? Does it sound similar to another word? Let's see in the audience. Anybody in the audience? Does that sound similar to anything? Does that ring? Is that ringing any bells? Not quite. Close. It is a similar word. What'd you have? What'd you say?
Say Rashif.
Rashith.
Rashith.
What is Rashith? That's the book. That's the name that they put on the book of Genesis. He said, look back at Genesis. What happened in Genesis? Did they have a holy city? Did they have a place where the Most High put his name at first? Absolutely. The Most High is saying, Israel, you see what you're doing in this Jerusalem that I have called under David and Solomon. Look at all the wickedness you're doing. Look back at history. Look at my track record. Don't you know when people get wicked, I will wipe them off the face of the map? Look back in the past. When did this happen in the past? Go back to that verse. Read that again. Cananiah.
Which one, verse 12?
Verse 12.
Jeremiah 7, verse 12. But go ye now unto my place which was in Shiloh.
He said, go look back. And he said, you can actually see the scars on it today. Go look. You don't even have to go back in the past. Look at today. Look at it. Read on.
Where I set my name at the first.
Where I set my name, Rashith or Reshon, in Genesis, in the beginning. The most ancient, oldest place where I put my name. And what?
And see what I did to it for the wickedness of my people.
Look what I did because of the wickedness of the people that were there, to the Most High. Read on.
Verse 13. And now, because ye have done all these works, saith the Most High, and I spake unto you, rising up early and speaking, but ye heard not. And I called you, but ye answered not. Therefore will I do unto this house, which is called by my name.
Look at that. He said, look at my track record. Go back in the past. Look back at Shiloh, the first one, the very first one. He's telling you he put his name somewhere else before. In the beginning, the Most High had chosen a place to receive his offerings from. And he said, I'm doing the same thing to you. I gave you a place. I put you in it. Solomon, my servants, consecrated it. I told you if you keep my words, you shall dwell there forever, but you didn't. And I'm going all the time, sending my prophets to talk to you, to teach you, to show you your way, and you are not listening. Read on.
Wherein ye trust, and unto the place which I gave to you and to your fathers, as I have done to Shiloh. And I will
read verse 14 again.
Therefore will I do unto this house, which is called by my name.
He said, I'm going to do what I did in the past, many generations, many thousand years ago, to this house today. Read on.
Wherein ye trust, and unto the place which I gave to you and to your fathers, as I have done to Shiloh. And I will cast you out of my sight, as I have cast out all of your brethren, even the whole seed of Ephraim.
So some people will take this and say, see, this is talking about Ephraim, this is talking about Israel, the northern kingdom that split. Shiloh is a city in the northern kingdom, but does that make sense? The Most High said, it is the place where I put my name at first. How is it the northern kingdom? When Jerusalem was The name of Jerusalem was placed on there before the kingdom even split. How is it the eldest place where the Most High put his name? This is not talking about a city in the kingdom of the Ephraimites. That's not what it's talking about. But he is also drawing a comparison. I cast off the children of Israel. I will do the same to you. As I have cast off a group of people from times past. What is he talking about? What is this oldest place where the Most High once put his name? Absolutely. We need to get that system mic. Somebody got a mic? We got a mic? And if you'll grab Jubilees 8, we're going to pick it up in 18. APSI.
Shalom, priest.
Shalom.
City of Adam.
Absolutely. When the Most High created Adam, he gave him a city from which to rule. He gave him a throne, just like he did with many of our forefathers. He gave David a throne. He gave Abraham a place to set up the worship of Abba Yahweh. Did he not do the same with Adam? Of course he did. Let's get that in Jubilees 8 and verse 18. And we'll see the exact same things playing out that we just read about. What Solomon did at what we're calling Jerusalem today. Jubilees 8 and 18.
And Noah rejoiced that this portion came forth for Shem and for his sons. And he remembered all that he had spoken with his mouth in prophecy. For he had said, Blessed be the Most High Abba of Shem, and may the Most High dwell in the dwelling of Shem.
And so when Noah was given prophecies and promises about repopulating the earth, it was divided amongst his three sons. Ham was given the south, Japheth was given the north, and Shem was given right there in the middle. Some people say that's the Middle East, as we like to call it. But he wasn't just given one little territory. He was given a whole section of the earth. We're not going to go into too much detail on the city of Adam itself. I'm willing that's going to be on our platform called the city of Adam. But we're showing you that he was given a specific spot. What was in that territory that was given to Shem? Read on.
And he knew that the Garden of Eden is the Holy of Holies.
The Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden, where Adam was placed. And he was given a seat, a city, to rule over this place. And it is the holies of holies. When Solomon built the temple, they brought up the Ark of the Covenant. Where do you put the Ark of the Covenant? If anybody knows, where do you put the Ark of the Covenant? Where in the temple, specifically? Anybody? Let's pass that mic around. Where in the temple do you put the Ark of the Covenant? Where Solomon put it.
Holy of the holies.
Oh, you're gonna take it, huh? There you go, the holies of holies. So he's calling Eden that holy of holies, where Adam was. What else?
In the dwelling of the Most High.
It is the holies of holies and the place where the Most High shall dwell, or the place where he shall put his name. This is the place where he put his name in the beginning. Read on.
In Mount Sinai, in the center of the desert. In Mount Zion, the center of the navel of the earth.
So Shem is given all these points. All these belong to the territories and the dwelling place of Shem. We're not going to get too deep today in Zion being the navel of the earth, but there's some important information there, which, Abba willing, we're going to go into on detail on our platform, the City of Adam. This is just a little taste. Abba willing, we're going to have a course on the City of Adam, on the information and the understanding on this ancient and foremost city where the Most High had placed his name from the beginning, before Jerusalem, before what we call Jerusalem today, I should say. Read on.
These three were created as holy places facing each other.
He said they're holy places facing each other, meaning they're like in line with each other. Not they're the exact same place, but they're all All in line. This is all the territory of Shem. And so Mount Sinai is like the backyard. That's the covenant that was given to Moses. But he said there's a greater covenant that came before this covenant, that came before all of this. And Jeremiah is even telling you that there. Look back at that first city, that first Jerusalem, the city of Adam. And what did the Most High do? Anybody know what the Most High did at the city of Adam when they start to go awry? There you go. Pass that mic around. And if you go to Enoch chapter 6 and 6, and if you go to the second book of Adam and Eve, 12 and 1.
Shalom, Khan.
Shalom.
He flooded the place.
Absolutely. He flooded it and destroyed it and wiped it off the face of the map. Is that not what he told Manasseh that he would do to the temple? He said, I'm going to make it like a dish. I believe it's 2 Kings 21. If you have a dish filled with a beautiful plate, I think the sister, I just saw her bring out something. What was that, bread? It was just scouring up to the top. If everybody ate that joint up and it's just an empty dish. This is what the Most High did with that first Jerusalem. This is the Most High did with the city of Adam. Wiped it off the face of the map and cast it into the sea. And this is indeed what he did with that second Jerusalem. That second physical place where the Most High placed his name. Wiped it off the face of the map. Utterly destroyed it. Now you have people today clamoring over Jerusalem. What they think is Jerusalem. Clamoring over it, fighting over it. You got Palestinians. You got Zionists. All going over like talking about we're going to build the third temple. You ain't going to build nothing. Because the Most High, once again, is going to wipe you off the face of the map. You're clamoring over the backyard. Most High's like, I'm going to give you the mansion. Why don't we go back to the backyard and start fighting for it? This is where all the goats and the animals dwell, in the back of the farmhouse. I want the farmhouse. I want the big mansion on top of it. Let's go now to Enoch chapter 6 and verse 6 and read about Adam and his offspring.
And they were in all 200 who descended in the days of Jared on the summit of Mount Hermon.
They were on a mountain, in a mountain called Mount Hermon. Not Mount Zion, not Mount Sinai, but Mount Hermon. Jared, if we follow, I think he's like the 8th from Adam, the 7th or 8th. And on those days, they went down. Actually, I believe Enoch's the 7th, so I think Jared is the 8th. And so they started to go awry. Time won't afford us to go through all the detail, but we've covered this in several classes. That the sons of Adam, from Seth, Enos, Canaan, Mahalalel, all of them were in this mountain, in this holy place. And the sons of Cain were banished down below, but they came and tempted them for a whole year, and they were just going to the summit of the mountain and watching until they decided, I'm going to go down. And I'm going to do what my forefathers are going to do in the future. They're going to leave the temple of the Most High and start engaging in idolatry. And because of all that wickedness, the Most High said, I'm going to flood this whole place and destroy it. Finish that up, and then we're going to go to second book of Adam and Eve 12 and 1.
And they called it Mount Hermon, because they had sworn and bound themselves by mutual imprecations upon it.
So they were on Mount Hermon. They were in a mountain, just like Jerusalem, under Solomon, was built in Mount Moriah. And what else do they have in this mountain? Did they have something similar like what Solomon had? Let's go now to the second book of Adam and Eve, chapter 12 and verse 1.
Then Seth, the just, called his son Enos, and Canaan, son of Enos, and Mahalalel, son of Canaan, and said unto them, as my end is near, I wish to build a roof over the altar on which gifts are offered.
They had an altar on which gifts and sacrifices were offered. And he said, that's not enough. I need to build a roof. Did he just build a floating roof with nothing around it? Absolutely not. He built a whole structure. How you going to build a roof without pillars? How you going to build a pillar without a foundation? He built a temple. We don't get that just from KJV. You need to get those supplemental books. We see about Seth. We read about Enos. But all we see is Adam fell, then this generation, and then Noah. That's all we see. They lived lives. I mean, they were living 900, 800, 700 years. Mahale lived to be what, 969? You don't think he was doing something in 969 years of his life? He was just there twiddling his thumbs for 969 years. Right. A long time to be sitting back doing nothing. They were worshiping the Most High at an altar. And Seth, the first generation after Adam, built a temple, made an altar, or not made an altar, but built a temple to house that altar. Doesn't it sound like what Solomon did? Built a temple in the place where the Most High had put his name at that moment. And they were offering sacrifices and gifts. Let's read on.
They hearkened to his commandment and went out, all of them, both old and young, and worked hard at it, and built a beautiful roof over the altar.
They built a beautiful temple to the Most High in this city. Were they in what we would call Jerusalem today? No. Noah went over in that area. But where were they before that? Let's read on.
And Seth's thought in so doing was that a blessing should come upon his children on the mountain, and that he should present an offering for them before his death. Then when the building of the roof was completed, he commanded them to make offerings.
Doesn't that sound like what Solomon did? When he completed the building of the temple, he offered thousands of sacrifices, thousands of offerings. Doesn't that sound just like what Solomon did? Read on.
They worked diligently at these and brought them to Seth, their father, who took them and offered them upon the altar, and prayed Abba to accept their offerings, to have mercy on their souls of his children, and to keep them from the hand of Hasatan.
He offered the offerings in the temple that he had just built, and then prayed to the Most High, saying, please be mindful of my children, and be merciful unto them, and do not forsake them, and put your blessings upon them. Didn't Solomon do the same thing in 1 Kings 8? Then what happened?
And Abba accepted his offering and sent his blessing upon him.
Put a blessing upon them, put his name upon them like he did with Solomon. Read on.
And upon his children. And then Abba made a promise to Seth, saying, at the end of the great 5 days and a half, concerning which I have made a promise to thee and to thy father, I will send my word and save thee and thy seed.
All right, let's drop it. Let's go to Revelation 3 and 12. This is has a high resemblance with what we just read in 1 Kings 8. I don't say just. About an hour ago, read in 1 Kings 8. This is the exact same playbook. But they weren't doing that in what we call Jerusalem today. They were doing that in a city that was given to Adam, a.k.a. the city of Adam. And in there, they consecrated a temple. Seth offered oblations, lift up his hands above his children and bless them. Then the Most High responded with a blessing and put his name upon it. He said, this is my place where I shall dwell until you start going wicked, and I'm going to leave. I'm going to divorce you and take my name off of it and move it somewhere else. And so he did. In the process of time, without going through it, they went down the mountain, started intermingling with the children of Cain, and then they wanted to come back up the mountain. Most High sent fiery angels to block them. They couldn't come back up. He said, you are divorced, and it is final. And then he brought destruction upon the earth. Then came Noah and landed in Mount Ararat, what we now know as Mesopotamia. So we're not talking about what we call the Middle East. We're not talking about north of that in Mesopotamia. We're talking about a different location. Seth was in a different place, which we're going to talk about in more detail on our website, The City of Adam. So if you want to get that high, deep insight of this place, you got to go on the website, City of Adam. You got to register. You got to join. And you got to get involved in those courses. So now, he took this place, Jerusalem, from the City of Adam and put it over in where is New Jerusalem, or around Mount Sinai. And from there, gave it to Moses, well, Abraham first, Moses, then Solomon actually built the temple there, but the same thing happened. As we read in Jeremiah, they went astray, they went awry. They started loving themselves and loving the nations and their culture around them versus what the Most High gave them, and he did the same thing, wiped them off the face of the map and said, you know what? I'm going to move this place back. I'm going to move it back to the original location. Let's go now to Revelation 3 and pick up in verse 12.
Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my Abba, and he shall go no more out.
If you overcome the trials and tribulations of this world, if you overcome the beast and the dragon by the blood of the Messiah, the Prince, he shall make you a pillar in the temple of Abba Yahweh. Read on.
And I will write upon him the name of my Abba.
I will put my name upon them. Not just write my name, not just literally scribble a name on you, but you shall be in covenant with Abba Yahweh. You shall be his people. Read on.
In the name of the city of my Abba.
And the name of Abba shall be upon that city as well, which is what?
New Jerusalem.
Which is New Jerusalem. Another Jerusalem. It's new to us, but it's old to Abba Yahweh. I'm going to give you another one, said John. Now, Jerusalem, as we knew it, was still standing at this time, as they knew it. He's already prophesying about a new Jerusalem, another one. Read on.
Which comes down out of heaven from my Abba.
He said, I'm going to send it out from heaven, and it is going to show you where the Most High has placed his name. Read on.
And I will write upon him my new name.
My new name. Everybody's talking about you got to call upon the name of the Most High. Some people still believe it. After reading his class, he said a new name. Was it Jehovah? Was it Yahweh? Was it Yahweh? What's the new name of the Most High? You are mistaken when you keep thinking it's an actual name. When you think like in the terms of men, like my name on my birth certificate is this. That's my name. You're thinking wrong. You think the Most High got a birth certificate. What's wrong with you? The Most High knows no limits. The Most High doesn't have a birth date. The Most High doesn't have a birth certificate. He is, and he was, and he will be. If somebody was, it means he was always there. Go back as far back in time as you can. The Most High still was before that. And so to say he had a name, like we have a name, like your mother gave you a name, your father gave you a name when you were born, is just not the case. He's talking about, I will put my new covenant upon these people, upon my city, which is that new Jerusalem, and they shall never, ever move. Once again, going back to Psalms 40, 46 and 5, it shall never be moved. Let's continue on, go down to Revelations 21 and pick up in the first verse. And then if you go back to the second book of Adam and Eve, we're going to read the 9th chapter and 2nd verse.
And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea.
John is seeing a new heaven and a new earth. Earth is not going to be like we know it today. Neither are the heavens. There's going to be a new earth and a new heaven. And so people are clamoring over and fighting for and waging wars and shedding blood for what we thought was Jerusalem. Most of the time, I'm going to do away with that anyway. You fighting for nothing. You fighting for, the backyard. Not even the backyard, the fence around the backyard. You fighting over 1 square inch. The Most High said, I got a whole land I'm going to give to Shem. A whole region. Read on.
And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Abba out of heaven.
So he's going to see a Jerusalem coming out from heaven. And it's going to descend upon the place where Abba Yahweh shall put his name. And he can put that anywhere he wants. If he wants to put that in Tokyo, he can. If he wants to put that in South Africa, he can. If he wants to put that in Atlanta, Georgia, he can. If he wants to put that some obscure place like, I don't know, Mauritania, Africa, he can. And he could change the whole landscape. And when you see it coming down from heaven, you'll know that's the place. What happened when Moses was dwelling in Sinai? There was a pillar of fire by night raining down. And if you saw it far off like the Egyptians did, you knew that's where Israel was. Was it in what we call Jerusalem today? No. It was in Sinai, but they knew that was the place of the Most High. And by day, the cloud came and gave them shade. And when you saw that big cloud, you knew, okay, that's where the Most High was. You're going to see the same thing. The Most High bring forth this city, this new city from heaven. And wherever it goes, that is where the Most High shall place his name. Read on.
Prepared as a bride, adorned for a husband. And I heard a great voice. Verse 3, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of Abba is with men, and he will dwell with them.
He said, behold, when you see this, the temple of the Most High is now with men. Like you had with Solomon, like you had with Seth, like you had with Moses while they sojourned in Sinai. The temple of the Most High is now with men, and the Most High shall dwell with them. Read on.
And they shall be his people.
Or, a.k.a. have the Most High's name upon them. Have the surname Abba Yahweh. Read on.
And Abba himself shall be with them, and be their power. And Abba shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away.
That's going to be a beautiful place. A beautiful place. All the pain that you knew, all the sorrow and worrying is going to be gone. Look at everything you're stressing and worrying about, and the Most High said, I'm going to do away with that. This is going to be a place of no stress, no worry, as long as you do what the Most High commands you to do. There shall be no pain, no crying, no worrying, a place of rejoicing in the oblations of Abba Yahweh. You can't have no crying, no pain without giving up oblations. You take away the oblations, Most High will bring that pain back like he did in several times with our forefathers. Let's read on.
Verse 5. And he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, write, for these words are true and faithful.
Jump down to verse 22. Let's look at these true and faithful words.
And I saw no temple therein, for the Most High, Abba Almighty, and the Lamb are the temple of it.
They don't have to go and do what Solomon did and build a temple, a physical temple, and worship there. And they had the Most High and the Lamb, the Messiah, the Prince, this holy temple in heaven above it. Right above it, shining. Read on.
And the city had no need for the sun, neither of the moon to shine in it. For the glory of the Most High did lighten it.
Come on, tell me, what's the purpose of the sun and the moon and the stars? What's the purpose of it? Anybody? Let's get a mic passing around. What's the purpose of the sun, the moon, and the stars? Anybody got an answer? What is the purpose? Yeah, there you go. We got a hand up right here. Okay. Go ahead. I don't get fed the answer. What you got? What's in your mind?
Shalom. Is it
Shalom.
day watch and night watch?
We can take that. What is the day watch and night watch? What do you do in the?
Do oblations.
Exactly. The sun and the moon and the stars, they tell you when it's time to give oblations or to keep a feast or to worship the Most High. And so if he said there's going to be no more sun, moon, and stars, what else?
For the glory of the Most High did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof.
It's not simply just going to be a lantern to give you light. This is going to be your calendar. You're going to see the angels blowing the trumpet. You're like, oh, it's the new month. Let's get it. Let's get in it. You're not going to have to follow a calendar. You're not going to need points of time to tell you, oh, wow, it's the vernal equinox. It's time to start the year. You're not going to need that. Because the angels are going to start blowing the trumpet. It's the first month. And you're going to get up and you're going to give your oblations in that first month. The angels are going to blow a trumpet and say, it is the Most High's sacrifice of Passover. And you're going to get up and sacrifice the Passover. This is what you're going to have. And was it so in the beginning? Absolutely. The first book of Adam and Eve, chapter 9, verse 2. Go ahead and read that, AP Asah.
But Seth and his children dwelt northward upon the mountains of the cave of treasures in order to be near their father Adam.
So they were in this mountain where Adam was, or where he was promised to be. Read on.
And Seth, the elder, tall and good, with a fine soul and of a strong mind, stood at the head of his people, and tended them in innocence, penitence, and meekness, and did not allow one of them to go down to Cain's children.
All right, jump down to verse 7. So Seth, after the death of Adam, became the leader of the Adamites, or Adam's people, Adam's children, and led them with righteousness, innocence, meekness, and made a division between them and the children of Cain. Let's go down to verse 7.
Therefore did they at all times hear the voice of angels.
In this holy city, they would always, at all times, hear what?
Hear the voices of angels.
Doing what? What were these angels doing?
Praising and glorifying Abba.
Praising and glorifying the Most High. So Seth didn't need a watch. He didn't need a calendar. The angels started praising and glorifying. Oh, it's the first lot. Let's get in it. The angels started worshiping. He would hear them, and he would get up and say, it's the ninth lot. They're singing praise about salvation. It's time for me to get in that ninth lot. Let's read on.
From within the garden.
From within the garden. So they were right below what we would call the Garden of Eden, where Adam was made in the beginning. We covered it last class, that Adam, wisdom of Solomon, was made in the image of the Most High. What does that mean? The Most High has 2 eyes. The Most High's hair. The Most High is about 5'7". Is that what it means? It means he was made immortal, as the scriptures say. It said he was an image of the Most High's own eternity. Adam was made like an angel. And when he was like an angel, he dwelt where angels dwell. But at his fall, he was made carnal, made primal. But he wasn't that far off. He was right below where he used to be. Read on.
Or when they were sent by the Most High Abba on an errand, or when they were going up to heaven. For Seth and his children, by reason of their own purity, heard and saw those angels. Then again, the garden was not far above them.
He said the garden was not far above the city of Adam. Only how far?
But only some 15 spiritual cubits.
Spiritual cubits. They got some measurement that we don't even know about. He said it was only 15. Imagine saying it's only 15 miles up in the sky. It's almost 15 miles up. You can see that. You can actually look up in the sky and see that. And so Seth, in the city of Adam, in the place where he built that altar and had that temple, it was right below where the angels were. And that city, that holy city in heaven, was the light for that place. Meaning it was the lawgiver. It was your alarm clock. They didn't need the sun. They didn't need the moon. And this is where we're going back to. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Read on, AP.
Now 1 spiritual cubit answers to 3 cubits of men, although altogether 45 cubits. Seth and his children dwelt on the mountain below the garden.
They dwelt in that city, on that mountain, in that mountain below that holy garden. And what were they doing while they were in that mountain?
They sowed not.
They didn't plant. They didn't have gardens where they were throwing out seeds and had you till the ground. Anybody ever till ground by hand? That is not a fun job.
No,
that is
not.
some work.
You got to break that dirt up, man.
Yeah. That's some serious labor. In the hot sun in the south, that's some serious labor. They didn't do that. Read on.
Neither did they reap.
They didn't go and harvest. Read on.
They wrought no food for the body, not even wheat, but only offerings.
But only offerings. Does this not sound like what we just read in Revelations? That they shall be a pillar in the temple of the Most High and not be moved? If you don't leave at the temple to go get your food, what you eating? The offerings, the oblations that are offered up in that temple. Just like Seth was and his children. Read on.
They ate of the fruit and of the trees, well flavored, that grew on the mountain where they dwelt.
Let's go to Revelation 21, and we'll actually pick up in the 22nd verse. And as we start to bring this class to a close, Revelation chapter 21, verse 22.
And I saw no temple therein, for the Most High, Abba Almighty, and the Lamb are the temple of it. And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon, to shine in it. For the glory of the Most High did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof.
This is exactly what we just read in the second book of Adam and Eve. They didn't have to replicate what was going on in heaven because it was already right above them. They could see it with their own eyes. They didn't need the sun, the moon, the stars to count time for them because the angels were doing it. The angels would institute worship and they would go and follow suit. Let's read on.
And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it.
And that's another point. The nations that are saved are going to walk and follow in this light as well. Read on.
And the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it.
People talk about the nations are going to be your servants. You're going to be our slave. And if you think about slavery like chattel slavery, that's not true. If you look at it more like globalization, then that is true. Just like today, you have one power that rules, that sets the rules for the entire earth. They're trying to copy what the Most High gave to Israel. And all the other nations have to come and serve or bend the knee to those people. And they have to give all their goods and wares, their tithes, to them. Don't you have that today? Don't you have somebody trying to be this? Somebody saying they have Jerusalem trying to do just this? Or where all the nations are coming and saying, I'm a Zionist. All these nations are standing up for a small little tiny place. Now, if the fall of Israel was the wealth of the world, how much more the return of it? If all these nations have been enriched and then giving billions of dollars to one little country, how much more when the true saints return? All of the nations are going to come and give a tithe. We're going to get a tithe from Germany. We're going to get a tithe from Venezuela. We're going to get a tithe from Japan, from China. All the countries are going to come and bring tithes, a tenth of their whole GDP. GDP is their gross domestic product. If they bring in a year $10 billion worth of goods, you better give me one. And that's just one country. Some countries have trillions of dollars in their GDP. You are going to, if you make it $10 trillion, you better give me $1 trillion. All the nations, and they're going to have kings, as it says in this 23rd verse, or the 24th verse. They're going to have kings. They're going to have rulers. They're going to have royalty. Well, they're all going to submit to the true saints that are operating and ruling in that holy city. Read that verse again.
Revelations 21:24. And the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it, and the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it. And the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall be no night there. And they shall bring the glory and honor of the nations into it.
There's going to be no time where this city is sleeping. This is going to be the new New York, the city that never sleeps. There's going to be oblations and sacrifices going on at this city 24/7, all day, every day. And you're going to have nations coming in and out, bringing their wares. You have Argentina coming saying, today's my time to bring my tithe. What does Argentina produce? I don't know, oranges or something? They're going to bring that. If Germany produces cars, they're going to bring 1/10 of their cars. If a country produces rice, China going to bring 1/10 part of that to New Jerusalem. Whatever they produce, they're going to bring that into the city day in and day out. It is never going to shut down. There's never going to be a pause of it. Let's read on.
Verse 27. And there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination, or maketh a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life.
So nobody, nothing defiled can enter into this place, just like it was promised to Adam, just like it was told to him. When he defiled himself, he had to be removed from this holy place. Let's jump up now to the first verse. We'll see that he was talking about this same spot that was given to Adam. And now, as we close it down, if you'll go to John 3, pick up in the 16th verse. Not John 3:16, Joshua 3:16. Revelations 22:1.
And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of Abba and of the Lamb. In the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, was there the tree of life.
In this city that the Most High is talking about, that John is seeing, is going to be the tree of life. Where was the tree of life? It was in the temple, but it was given to Adam. It was where Adam was. Adam was given the charge, you must eat of this tree of life, and nothing but the tree of life. The Most High is saying, I'm going to bring that back. The Most High is saying, this is going to be New Jerusalem, where the city of Adam was, or the Garden of Eden, or the tree of life. This is going to be New Jerusalem. Read on.
Which bare 12 manner of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month.
That tree of life is going to bring forth new meat offerings every month. Once again, you're not going to need to see the sun bring forth the vernal equinox and then count 30 days and say that's a new month. Because when you see the tree of life starting to bud a new fruit, it's the new month. It is the new month. Let me go and take that and give a sacrifice to the Most High like Adam was charged to do. Read on.
And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations.
So the nations, once again, are going to have their portion. There's still going to be the hierarchy. You're going to have Israel, the sons and the offspring of Adam, like Seth, giving up oblations. But if we were to read in Jasher, you would see at one point that people like Enoch, like Canaan, were going down and teaching the sons of men. And they had their portion, the leaves of the tree. While Enoch and his sons, Mahalalel and their sons, Jared and his sons were eating of the fruit of the tree. Let's read on.
Verse 3. And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of Abba and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him. And they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads.
The Most High shall place his name upon them. They shall be in covenant and offer sacrifices to the Most High, and he shall dwell with them. Let's read on.
Verse 5. And there shall be no night there, and they need no candle, neither light of the sun, for the Most High Abba gives them light, and they shall reign forever and ever.
Let's drop that. Let's go to Joshua 3:16. Now, some people are saying, well, it doesn't say city of Adam. How you just talking about the city? Oh, really? All right, Joshua, let's say 3:16.
That the waters which came down from above stood and rose up upon a heap very far from the city Adam.
From the city of Adam. When did waters rise up very high like a heap and destroy a great city? When did that happen? Oh, I remember Moses, he did that. Oh, I remember, Abraham, he brought forth that flood, that great flood, that where the water stood up very high. Oh, they talking about when Moses parted the Red Sea. But did he flood a city? The city of Adam? No, he did not. This is what we have been talking about, that great flood of Noah. And if we recall, it was a whole year that passed, so the water stood up very high. Think of, what do they call it? What's the tallest building? The Burj Khalifa?
Yeah.
Imagine water that high. To the height of the Burj Khalifa over in what was that, Abu Dhabi?
Okay.
That is how high those waters were. And flooded and destroyed that city of Adam. Read that again.
That the waters which came down from above stood and rose up upon a heap very far from the city of Adam.
The city of Adam. We see it clearly that Joshua is comparing his day to the times past, just like Jeremiah did, comparing what Israel was going through that day in his time to what happened in the times before. And so we're talking about the city of Adam so that we can understand why we have a website and a platform called the City of Adam. This is us gathering all the members of the House of Wisdom, getting ourselves together and prepping ourselves for this journey to the real city of Adam. This is like that precursor to the real deal. This is just like what it said in Revelation. Nothing defiled can come in here. That's why it is a locked off site. It's not public. You can just go start browsing, window shopping. Oh, I like how they got those oblation lines right there. Let me tune in. No. You have to be an official member. You have to submit an application. And you have to be approved by a priest. Now, we can pull up the site for the engineer, for those online watching. Y'all remember we had the old site, but we have revamped it. And in this transitionary period, we're still working out some of the kinks and some of the details, but we're doing this promotional thing for this 6 month where you can get on the City of Adam, no cost. And this is not for everybody. This is for people who are already House of Wisdom members. It's not for new members, specifically for House of Wisdom members who are on the old City of Adam. As time, you can go back on there. If you see enter the city, that's where you go and log in. But if you haven't yet done it, and this is for everybody, you must apply. Go back to the application page. Go back to where it says apply. All right, you can hit apply. Go click that button. You can apply to join the site. And we have it for individual members. We have it for couples. And we have it for families. Family plan is for 3 or more people who are part of one household. Not just, hey, you my buddy, get on. No, it's for a household. And then obviously couples, that's self-explanatory. 2 people. And then obviously an individual person. Everybody has their own ways of getting in. But you must apply. And in the future, what we're going to have, Abba willing, is priests going and interviewing you, talking with you. You're not just going to apply and then get on. It's called an application for a reason. Somebody's going to review it. Somebody's going to see what information you put in there. And then the priests are going to actually meet with you, Abba willing, and talk with you. And if you're consecrated already, you already pretty much have your guaranteed ticket. If you're maintaining in your covenant. Same rules that were given to Solomon apply here. You must keep the covenant of Abba Yahweh, and you shall dwell here forever. The moment you start breaking it, we got something for you. Remember, nothing defiled can come into this city. And so, this is for those who are consecrated members. Now, if you're not consecrated, we know there's certain limitations. Not everybody can come down to Atlanta, meet with a priest, and get consecrated. Not everybody can go and actually get consecrated by a priest. And that's why you're going to talk with a priest. We're going to see, how long you've been watching the House of Wisdom. Do you really want to be a member? This is not just for, I'm interested in learning more. We're going to have another website for that. That's going to be called Shekaniah.com, Abba willing. That's going to be, if you want to learn more, go ahead. Take all the time you need to learn more. City of Adam is for those who have committed. They believe this to be the truth, nothing but the truth, and there is no other truth. If you say, well, there's truth in all the camps, all right, That's good that you believe that. You're not ready for the city of Adam, though. This is for people who are committed to this. That's not an insult. If you believe that, that's fair. Everybody has truth. There's people who think that. See, there's truth in Hinduism. See, if you go over and see how that God got 6 arms, see, that's the 6 phases of Virgo that, okay, brother. All right, just, we'll talk to you outside the city, You can come visit us on Shekinah. Yeah, can't get through. You're going to come over here and start posting stuff about, Hinduism and Buddhism and all this other weird stuff. This is for people who are committed and ready to join the city of Adam. Now, what we covered here in this class was the surface. We scratched the surface. But there's a whole iceberg left under the ocean that Abba willing, we're not going to bring out here. We're not going to bring out on YouTube. We're going to bring that out on the city of Adam. We're going to bring that out on the city of Adam. That's where we're going to bring out the unadulterated understanding of the city of Adam, Abba willing, along with various other courses. We're going to have courses like the calendar. Abba willing, we want to do a course on the calendar. We did a study guide, a long study guide. It was about almost close to 100 pages. Now, you can get these physical copies of the calendar on the city of Adam, but if you want that deep, thorough, detailed course, and another thing, the store is going to be open for everybody. People might want to get the calendar to learn. Somebody might want to get the book Messianic Faith in their journey of learning before they officially commit to being a member. So we're going to open up the store of the city of Adam, Abba willing, to anybody who wants to go on there and get some things. Or if you want to support but you're not quite ready to join, we're going to have tithes and free will offerings on there as well. Abba willing, that's going to be open to everybody. If you want to learn about true faith and Abba willing, he will provide you some. If you seek diligently, you got to get this book Messianic Faith. But going back to the calendar, once again, you can get this on the city of Adam. But if you don't join and become a member, you might get you a calendar and you may not understand half of what's in here. You might say, why is that the beginning of the year? Why you got these, something says intercalary day. What is that? How come the new month, how come the moon phase isn't the same on every month? I thought the month was based on the moon. Well, you're going to have to get on the city of Adam to actually see the course. We're going to go, I'll be willing to do a deep dive in all these categories, these concepts that create calendar. As we talked about, the calendar is a blend of the sun, the moon, and the stars. All of these are like a fine-tuned Swiss watch that brings time in its proper season and order. And if you don't understand one part of it, you're going to go off. You're going to go awry from the true date. And so with that being the case, Abba willing, we're going to do a course on the calendar on the city of Adam. Along with other courses, we're going to do a prophecy course, Abba willing. We're hoping to bring back the Daughters of Wisdom course for the sisters to learn how to be a righteous daughter of Israel. And we're going to, Abba willing, have a Sons of Wisdom course. How men must operate in wisdom. Because the world is topsy-turvy right now, as it says in Isaiah. They're calling good bad and bad good. So they're saying when a woman is in dominance in her house, that's good. When a man is submissive, that's good. When a man is dominating, that's bad. A woman being submissive, that's bad too. We're going to have to switch that and put things back in its proper order. So there's going to be, Abba willing, a Sons of Wisdom course along with a Daughters of Wisdom course. That is going to be, Abba willing, only on the city of Adam for official members, along with a variety of other courses that we plan on doing. The city of Adam is also where we're going to have our news feed, post, the oblation line. We always talk about oblation, and people always ask, when you meet new people who've been watching us on YouTube, they say, man, everything's deep. I just got one question. How do you do those oblations? We say, we didn't tell you for a reason. We don't want you to be like Nadab and Abihu, be a crispy critter on a steak. Because if you do these oblations improperly, out of season, or you're the wrong people trying to do it, like the sons of Sceva, I exorcise these demons in the name of Jesus Christ. them spirits going to put their boxing gloves on and come after you. Yeah, and put some kung fu on you. And before you know it, you're going to be doing some crazy stuff that you never would have imagined.
Backflips.
Because, what's that?
Said backflips.
Yeah, you're going to be doing some backflips. You're going to be going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because you thought you had this ability, but it wasn't given to you. There is a training, a course for this. That's another course, the Apprentice Priest course. If you want to be part of the priesthood, whether a priest, a porter, a holy singer, or even a matriarch, which is not necessarily part of the priesthood, but they are assistants to the priest, all these courses, Abba willing, or a bishop and a deacon, if you know, you know who those are, you got to get on the city of Adam. That is where, Abba willing, we are going to be posting those classes. Now, if we bring back up the image, the web page, the city of Adam, you'll see the graphic, the design, the holy place, the city of Adam, a replica of it, of course, only a replica. But you also see, for those who are maybe wondering, they put in their application, they're waiting. There's a button right there that says, check your application status. So once you submit an application, Abba willing, you should get an email if you're approved or rejected. But you can also come here and actually check the status of your application. If you don't get an email, if you're waiting, you can go and check it and see if it's still pending, if it's been approved. So here is how the site functions. So first you must apply. Hit the application, go and submit that. The priests are going to be review it. You can come here and check the status of your application. You can see if it's still pending, if we reviewed it. You can see if it's been approved. And if it's approved, you can go and finalize your account, you set up your password, and log in and join the city. Now, part of the reason we're doing this promotional phase for this 6th month up until the 7th month is because we're still testing it out. And that's another reason we don't want new people coming on just yet. We want everybody to get on the city of Adam, but right now we need to test it out. We need to work out the kinks. A lot of you know we've been ironing out kinks. We've been ironing out wrinkles and stuff from the site, making it as smooth as possible. So work with us, be patient. We're getting feedback from everybody about some of the things going on the site, and when we get it, we're going as fast as we can to go and fix any issues. Remember, this is a new platform. This one hasn't been up except for, 3-4 days, maybe. So there's going to be issues. There's going to be things that aren't working quite right, but we're working on it. We're working on getting it right. So work with us. Make sure you apply. Make sure you wait on your application. There's only so many people there ready to do the work, but make sure you start applying. If you have been a member of the House of Wisdom, if you have been on the old City of Adam, go ahead and apply. Go and set up your new account, and Abba willing, we'll get you on. We're going to make sure everybody's squared away. And if you still had time left over on your old plan on the City of Adam, let us know. And Abba willing, we'll honor that and give you your time on this new system. So make sure that you are getting on this new City of Adam. And as you get on that City of Adam, make sure you are sending in your tithes and your free will offerings. Your tithes go directly to assisting the priests in giving these oblations. This is what the whole city was about. This city wasn't about just a place where we can get together and have a club and sit back and talk about stuff. The city isn't about the garden that Adam was in. It wasn't just for him to kick back and get fat eating fruit. It was about him taking this fruit and giving the Most High sacrifices. And so that's what these tithes are. This is what we just read in Revelations that the nations would be doing, is that they would come and bring their goods into the city day and night. There would be no end. The gates would never shut because the nations are going to be coming and bringing in their tithes day and night. So make sure that you are following suit. Make sure you're getting ready for the righteousness the Most High is going to bring on earth. Bring forth your tithes so that the priest can give these oblations. But also with your tithes, the scriptures talk about freely giving. Tithes, as we covered, is not 10% of your check. It's 10% of your agricultural increase. Free will offerings is whatever you freely want to give to the Most High. Whatever you deduce that you want to give. If the Most High had you hit the lottery, and you say, I want to give $1 million, all praises, that's cool. But if you don't have anything, if you're struggling like 99.999% of us, and your pockets are getting squeezed because diesel prices are $5.50, gas is $3.63, and your pockets are getting squeezed, and you're like, well, look, I barely have enough to survive, but here's 2 cents. You have done your job. You have done what the Most High has called you to do. You freely gave according to what the Most High has given you. And so this is a free will offering. And we appreciate because your free will offerings have helped us and allowed us to go and get this site. Your free will offerings have gone directly to this, what you're seeing. Let's bring the site up one more time. The free will offerings have gone directly to building this. They don't go to enrich somebody. They don't go. You don't see no brand new cars here at the House of Wisdom. All the cars here are old. I don't think anybody got a brand new 2026. I don't think anybody got one of them. And if they do, it ain't no luxury car. Nobody got a 2026 Bentley. You got people riding on old 2000 cars from the 2000s, cars before 2010, still riding on it. Because that's not where our riches lie. Our riches are in heaven. And so the free will offering is going to things like this to maintain this site so we can procure this, so we can have a whole new site that makes the experience better for all the saints. Your free will offerings going here. And your free will offerings are going to things like this mic, things like the internet, things like this mic stand, these lights, the internet that we're traveling on to give you this message. Those are what your free will offerings go to. So make sure you're supporting with free will offerings. Those are going to be accumulated on the city of Adam to go to things like this to make sure the priests have everything they need to teach you, to edify. And like I said, everything on YouTube is free right now. There is no charge to you. But you can support by giving a free will offering. And if you're not yet on the city of Adam, you can still hit the super chat on YouTube as a way of supporting as well. So make sure you're giving freely to make sure the house of Most High has no lack. And also, another thing, too, that I want to mention, one feature that we added to the city of Adam. We released the old city of Adam about 3 years ago. And we've learned a lot having that. We learned some of the things that we need, some of the things we don't need. One thing we do need is a consecration scheduler. And so we put that on the city of Adam. So if you're a member and you're finally able to make that step of being consecrated, you can schedule that on the city of Adam and only on the city of Adam. You can schedule to be consecrated. And I believe when the priest will see that, we'll know, we'll mark that on our official calendar. That's another thing we're going to have, or that we do have on the city of Adam. An official event calendar that's public for everybody to see. So when you mark and you're approved by the priest that you want to get consecrated on the 7th month, first day, everybody's going to see, oh, that's the new month, that's the new season. Brother Judah ben Israel's getting consecrated that day. All praise. I want to be there to see him get consecrated. So these are some of the features, some of the things that you're going to see only on the city of Adam, along with a variety of other features. One last thing. I see they logged in. All right, it's cool. You can go ahead and show that. Go to the library real quick. If you would. Go to the library. And go to a tab that says Ordained Books. You see the KJV in there. But some of you have heard me read in this class from the second book of Adam and Eve. And they're like, what's that? I don't know where to get that from. This is where you're going to get it from. The city of Adam. And that's free. If you are a member on the city of Adam, you don't need to pay anything extra. That book is on here. I'll be willing when you hear us reading from the Urim translation, it's going to be here, I'll be willing, on the city of Adam.
All praises.
And you'll see, when I say go to the second book of Adam and Eve, chapter 20, you can pull this up, go to the second book of Adam and Eve, go to chapter 20, and read along with the priest. You don't need to say, I got the wrong version, I don't know where this is at. You can go straight there and read and hear exactly what the priests are reading from. Same thing with Enoch. There's a bunch of different versions of Enoch. Some people got ones that say, you shall follow the moon, and that's going to be your new months. Where'd you get that from? That's not what exactly. from the Zionist. That's not what it really says in Enoch. So if you want to get the version of Enoch that we're reading from, it's going to be right here in the city of Adam in the library. And like you said, you see it. It's a work in progress. You still see construction tape on the site. But we're working diligently. The primary thing was make sure the things function. Then we're going to come and start beautifying it and all these things. But here are some, and this is just a snippet of some of the features. One last thing, too, before we go and close this down. One thing that we've learned from the old city of Adam is that you're always going to have problems. I mean, always have technical problems. Somebody's not going to have access to something. Somebody's order is not going to get sent out. Somebody is going to not have the ability to do X, Y, and Z. And a lot of times I'll get a text or I'll get a call. Or I'll get a message on the city of Adam. And that thing may not get read for about 3 weeks. I'm like, oh, you missing the order? We're going to get right on it. But we got something on there. Go to the tab on the left, if you would, and go down to support. The very last one. Go to support. Actually, you're going to have two things in here, Abba willing. A lot of people have questions. They don't know who to ask. But if you hit support, you'll have two options. One is ask a priest. Go ahead and hit that, actually. Go ahead and hit ask a priest. What does it say? It says no marriage counsel. It's not for marriage counsel. I want to make that clear. This is not for marriage counsel. This is not, I'm done with him and I want to get out of it. No, that's not what it's for. Don't bring that there. Go to your marriage counselor. But when you have questions of, man, somebody died in the house and I didn't go in the house, but I was around the house. Am I unclean? Go and hit this. Ask a priest. The priest's going to get back in. And any priest, you don't have to go and say, let me find this priest. Let me go find that priest. Any priest can come and answer this, Abba willing. Go back. Go to now the other support. You can submit a support ticket. If you have a problem with anything going on the site, submit that support ticket and let us know. And priests and admins are going to be on there, Abba willing, to go and try to work and rectify issues. It's not just going to be me, Abba willing. Not just going to be one person, but we need to spread this out so that all the people can get their problems handled efficiently. So this is just as we did today, scratching the surface of the city of Adam. This is just scratching the surface of the capabilities that we have and some of the features that we have on the city of Adam. So once again, make sure you get on. Especially if you were on the previous site, make sure you are getting on to this new version. The promo, the pre-registration is up until the 7th month, first day. We're still going to be using the old oblation line until the 7th month, first day. That don't mean share it out. That don't mean spread it. No, that's not what it means. But if you have that link and you're not supposed to be on it, well, your day is numbered. We got, what's the countdown? How much time is on the countdown on the site? I can't really see it. How much time? You see it? Go ahead and say it on the mic.
27 days.
27 days. How long, House?
20 hours.
20 hours.
48 minutes and seconds counting.
This is how long you have until we switch over officially. And Abba willing, we'll be switching over with the oblation line is on this site. Where if you are not a member, and if you were getting on the oblation line, which, I don't think the majority of people were doing it, but I know people were sharing it, spreading out. We're working out the kinks now so that come 27 days later, it's all going to be on here. Come 7th month, first day, the new season, we want everything transitioned over here. I know I keep saying last thing, but this is the last thing. Two last things that we already said. If you had time left over from before, now's your time. Let us know in the support ticket. We're going to extend your time based on what you still had left over. But, I know some people might be worried. Your virtue that you have from the old city of Adam, I'm willing, we're going to try to make sure we're going to do our due diligence to make sure that transfers over, that you carry that over. You saw that number at 0. You're like, damn, all the work I did for 3 years. I'm willing, we're going to make sure that transfers over as well. So we can't transfer everything over. I'm willing, we're going to try to make sure that transfers over as well. So lastly, once again, make sure you are sending in your application on the City of Adam. We're going to approve it, Abba willing. If you were a member before, if you are an official House of Wisdom member, we're going to approve it. You're going to get an email, or you're going to go back to the site check the status of your application, set up your email and password, and then join us on the site. So once again, work with us. These 27 days, Abba willing, we're going to be trying to work out all the details, iron out all the kinks to make sure that this site is moving smoothly for all House of Wisdom members. So that is, in a nutshell, I'm going to say in a nutshell, that is the beginning, the understanding of the city of Adam and why this site is called the city of Adam. We didn't just pull the name out of the air. We're hearkening back to Old Jerusalem, which shall be New Jerusalem. The last shall be first, and the first shall be last. This is New Jerusalem, which is the same place that Adam was. This is the same place that Seth was. The same place where Jared and Mahalalel and Enos and Canaan were, offering oblations and sacrifice, hearing and seeing the angels and smelling their offerings and doing the same. And we're getting ready to do the same in, Abba willing, a couple years. But with that, we'll go ahead and shut down the class and open up the floor for Q&A. If anybody in the audience has any questions about the class that we went through today, now's the time to let us know. We're going to open up online and anybody on Zoom as well. And what we're doing in this series, Abba willing, as we just gave you a little tidbit, a little sample. Today, I was a little person in the mall, like, hey, you want a free sample? Go and try this out. We're going to be giving out a bunch of free samples of classes that Abba willing we're going to be having on the city of Adam. So join us as we go through different things. We're going to have something about the daughters of wisdom, Abba willing sons of wisdom, Abba willing the calendar. Not the AP class, though. That's the only one. Ain't going live. But Abba willing, we're going to be having free samples, little tidbits of the classes and the courses that we want to have purely on the city of Adam. And this is the first one, the chiefest of them all, the city of Adam course. So with that, let's pass around the mic. Anybody in the audience have any questions about what we covered today? Now's the time to go ahead and bring that out. Abba willing will answer those. And as that, we'll go online. All right, no questions in the audience? All right. All right, well, I hope it was thorough. Any questions online? Any questions in Zoom? All right. I know somebody's going to post a question and it's going to be too late. We're going to have the theme music playing and they're going to ask their question. But here's what you do. You get on the city of Adam and you go to Ask a Priest in the support section. You got a serious question, ask a priest. And Abba willing, the priest is going to get back with you. We're going to answer your questions. And we want all our members on the city of Adam to try out every feature. Even some of the ones that aren't fully done yet. We want you to try them out so we can, if we see a problem, we can go and smooth it out. So make sure you're getting on the city of Adam. Go to cityofadam.com. Go apply. Go submit your application. Check the status every day, because every day we're going in and, approving them. And go and try the site out. Test it out. And let us know if there's any issues, because we're constantly going back, fixing issues, tweaking issues to dial this site into exactly what we want it to be. Any words from any of the priest? All right. Well, once again, this is just the earnest expectation. This site and how we operate and how we move as a unit is the earnest expectation of the Most High is going to give us in the future. If we can't come together and get on a website, how is the Most High going to come and bring us back as a holy people to reign and govern over the entire earth? We can't even get on the website. Let's make sure we're doing our due diligence, because the Most High is going to give us the whole earth. As we covered last week in the recap, the Most High made the world for Israel, for his chosen people, for his priesthood. And so he's going to return and give the earth back to us. And we're going to rule and govern over it in our head city, which is the city of Adam. That is where the Most High is going to place his name, and we're going to dwell therein and reign and govern over the entire earth, like Adam, like Seth, like Enos, like Canaan, and all the righteous lineage of Adam did in their day. So let us get ourselves ready. Let us prepare ourselves for it. Let us put the name of the Most High upon us and call upon him or give him his offerings. And I'll be willing, we will be those who will come in those latter days. Oh, yeah. That's another update. This week that just passed, we launched the City of Adam along with the Tree of Life Academy. All praises.
All praises.
All praise. And it was beautiful. And the kids were loving it. And how one said boldly, "Con, brother, loved it. I love Tola. I'm only 10." And so the kids are coming together and they loved it. It was a small group, but it was that earnest expectation once again. Is that little faith. They were coming, getting educated by saints, not being spread lies. I see stuff all the time talking about evolution. The world is 4 billion years old. And this bear came from something that used to be another carnivore, and that bear came, garbage. Now, unfortunately, we're still going to teach that because they have to go out in this world. But we're going to teach them what it is. This is the lies that the world teaches. Come and learn their lies, and then we're going to show you the truth right here. Same thing. We're going to teach them math, science, a lot of science, which is a lot of mumbo-jumbo and garbage. We're going to teach them about astronomy. Yeah, they say the sun is, 600 light years away, and it's this big, and the moon is this small. But when we're reading Enoch, it says they're the same size. It says they're the same. How do you think eclipse happens? If the sun is this big, they just happen to be the right distance where one can block the other? Really? A big bang came and blew up everything and put all this perfect order in, where the sun is 8 times bigger than the sun, or the sun is 8 times bigger than the moon, but they just happen to be at the right distance to block each other perfectly. Really? All that happened from an explosion? We're going to teach the kids that. And we're going to say, this is what the world teaches. You got to know it. Because they're going to test you on it. You got to go out in the world. But let's look at Enoch. Let's look at what Enoch says. So which one is true, kids? That's what we're going to do. And it's a beautiful thing because we have sisters here who stepped up, set aside things in their personal lives to come and teach and educate these kids, these children, in the ways of the world, but also in the ways of the covenant. And we have priests coming in, giving oblations before we even start the class. We have priests coming in, teaching them. All praise, hallelujah. All praise the Most High. You don't get this. I remember back in school, you had to stand up, hand over your heart, look at a flag.
Pledge your allegiance.
Yeah, pledge your allegiance to the beast, to the eagle. We ain't doing that in Tola. We pledge allegiance to Abba Yahweh.
Okay.
We getting sin off the children so that when they learn that it's not this blockage. You ever wonder why kids go to school and they just can't learn? We going in giving them sin offerings and that blockage is gone. They're just like, wow. I never knew that, how to do this arithmetic. I didn't know how to do algebra, but I got to tell them it's flowing. Because the priests are there involved, laying hands on the children, getting sin and trespass off of them. And the priests are going in, doing courses as well, teaching them. These are things you don't get. Imagine a priest say, hey, I want to do something at school. No, this is science class. You can't, Enoch, that's not science. Get that out of here. But at Tola, Tree of Life Academy, we got that. And one thing you can do if you want to support, if you don't have children but you want to support on the City of Adam, we have a donation, a free will offering just for that, just for the Tree of Life Academy. We can go in and support, and those funds go to whatever we need to do for the kids, whether it be one thing we want to do is get a van, a little mini bus so that we can go on field trips. We want to do educational field trips. We take them, and instead of just saying, here's a picture of this plant, you can actually go to Atlanta Botanical Garden and say, look at this plant, look at these, look at botany, look at these plants that are here that the Most High has created. Or we want to go up to various different locations. We want to get a whole nother building. Right now, for those who have come to Tola, we're breaking down this room that we give oblations in, that we teach class in, that we eat in. And we're breaking that down throughout the week and having kids come up and learn in the room. And that's good for the beginning, but when you get a whole classroom full of kids, that's not going to go well. And so if you want support and help, you can donate to that so that we can get the things we need and the supplies and the various other things to make sure that this Tree of Life Academy is moving on as it should. So that is one thing that we also had kicked off here at the House of Wisdom, amongst many things. A lot of new things are happening at the House of Wisdom. And so this is now the time to get on board, get on the bandwagon before it gets too full. And we say there's no seats left. All right, I think, do you have a question, sis? Okay. Oh, the one's going to come right at the end. Right as we're shutting down, saying our goodbyes. Go ahead.
Shalom.
Shalom.
So, I gotta get to my note.
Okay. You gotta be ready when you got them questions.
Absolutely.
You know?
I thought about it in the 9th hour. So, in Jubilees, chapter 8, verses 18 to 19, when Noah he was like excited that this was for Shem, but he doesn't show that same excitement for Ham and Japheth. And I know we just went over all the 10 toes and how, much hatred they have towards us, and who do they look like in the scriptures? They look like Japheth. So it's some of that joy that Noah had for Shem, the reason why we have so much issue with our other Ham and Japheth.
In a way, yes. So obviously Noah knew he was giving prophecies and promises of the things that would come. Even Eve knew, and Adam knew that the Most High was going to destroy the world once with water, and another time with fire. And so Noah knew that, being taught by his forefathers. And so he knew some of the things that were going to happen. He knew about these prophecies. They saw it. And so he knew that, out of these nations were going to rise up, or out of his sons were going to rise up nations that would oppress them. But the chief thing being that he knew out of Shem would come the chosen lineage. Out of Shem would come the children of Israel, who the Most High would choose and give him the promised land. Both of them, Old Jerusalem, New Jerusalem, and then New Jerusalem, which is Old Jerusalem. And so, so he knew the dispensation of the time. And he also knew that Hasatan was going to rise up and deceive them, just like he did in his day. I mean, Noah went through the flood. He knew how Hasatan deceived his fellow brethren. So he knew that Hasatan was going to deceive them and make them rise up and begin to go against Shem. So in a sense, yeah, you could say that. Khan. All right, all praises. Okay. God. All right, any other questions? Any questions online? You said you had a question? All right.
I will.
Ask for a friend, huh? Go ahead, ask that question for a friend.
You were bringing out about New Jerusalem, talking a lot about Shiloh, what the Most High's name is. I want to ask, maybe for a friend, you can go into Genesis 49 and 10, maybe explain how it might relate to the class.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
You want to read it? Yeah, you can bring it up and read it.
Genesis 49:10. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come.
So even before Levi was in the loins of his father, Jacob promised to Judah that he shall have, read that again.
The scepter shall not depart from Judah.
He shall have a scepter, a royal scepter, like a king. And what else?
Nor a lawgiver.
Nor a lawgiver shall depart from Judah. A lawgiver is the one who gives a law. It is the priest, the one who officiates over the sacrifices. So out of Judah is going to come this promise of a king and a priest all in one. Read on.
From between his feet until Shiloh come.
Now this Shiloh is the same as rest or Shabbat. Until that great Shabbat, until the end of Adam's curse, this is what is promised by the Most High. And so The Most High is already telling you that Judah is going to be the one to be the king and the priest and reign for this entire dispensation that the Most High has given us. Even though Levi might get it for a little minute, he's going to give Judah headship over his domain, over his holy city, New Jerusalem, and they're going to be at rest through the promises given to David in the covenant of David. So, Khan, tell your friend they had a good question.
Khan, all praises.
Khan.
I have a friend as well.
Okay.
What
What did your friend say?
My friend was asking about the class Urim and Thummim, how that could be connected to calling on the name of Abba in the priesthood.
In what way?
In a way in which it is the line in which communication goes to Abba.
Khan.
Yeah.
The Urim and the Thummim was represented physically by this thing that the priests would wear on their ephod. But the Urim was there from the beginning. The Urim was there in Genesis 1:1. It wasn't purely just this physical thing. It was a channel of communication, like you said. And whoever had it would go up and speak with the Most High. Go up and intercede and ask, what shall I do? Look at Moses. Similar thing. In Numbers, I think it's Numbers 9, children of Israel said, or there were some who had buried a dead body. Passover was coming in a few days, and they said, I'm about to be unclean. What do I do? Moses said, shoot, I don't know. Let me go up and inquire of the Most High and then come back and give you an answer. And the Most High gave him an answer. So this is what you're going to do. 2nd month, 14th day at evening, let them eat the Passover. But don't let that be an excuse. If you just lazy and you forgot, that's not an excuse. You had to be unclean. You had to be on a long journey. You had to have some sort of real reason for not doing the Passover 1st month, 14th day at evening. And Moses said, all right, this is your answer. This is your solution right here. That was how the Urim and Thummim works. A conundrum, a problem was given. And a righteous man went up and communed with the Elohim, with the angels, and an answer was given. And so, absolutely, that is when you are called upon, or when the Most High gives you his covenant, makes you a priest, determines who his people are, and says, out of my people, I want this one to come up and talk with me and give a message back to the rest of the people. That is exactly how the Urim works. That is like I said, in line with Most High putting his name upon the people. You can't just call out to him. You can't just, those are called peekers. They don't get the full picture. Men like Moses, like Noah, like the people whose prophecies we were reading in the previous series, John in Revelations, Ezra, Daniel, they had the full picture. But yeah, peekers who would go up and try to they would see one toe, when Daniel would see the whole statue. This man just said, wow, there's going to be one kingdom come up later on out of iron and clay. Daniel said, no, you're wrong. It's 10. I saw the full picture. And so this is how it works. The Most High puts his name upon you. He's going to bring forth prophets and priests and righteous men amongst the people that he put his name upon and give them that Urim and Thummim.
We have questions now.
Okay. All right, we got some questions in the audience.
We have questions online.
Online, okay. They come as soon as we ended it. They come. Go ahead. You good? Go ahead. We got a question.
We have a question coming from Sister Amaya Yasharala. She says, Shalom, Royal Kahanam.
Shalom, Sister Amaya.
Shalom.
She says, I think I might be a little premature in asking this question. I probably should have saved this for the enhanced City of Adam webpage. But when you brought out about the sanctuary being above the City of Adam, I believe the realm or the land living waters is under the altar of Abba. When we get to New Jerusalem, will that mean that everything is in perfect alignment? All three places are essentially stacked right on top of another, per usual, asking for a friend.
Good question. Once again, as he mentioned, this is just scratching the surface of the class about the city of Adam. We want to do a whole course on the city of Adam. And like you said, that's going to be on the city of Adam. So right now, we're just scratching the itch. Don't expect the whole itch to go away right now. We're just scratching it. We're going to get that, move that over to the city of Adam, Abba willing. Yeah. Got to put that pipe down.
Tell a friend to hold on.
Yeah, right. Tell your friend, my jaw is going to hurt in a second, but give us a little minute. We're going to get down to the city of Adam, Abba willing. All right, if that's it, there's no other questions. We'll go ahead and bring this class to a close. Once again, make sure you're getting on the city of Adam. If engineer, while you get that music up, can you bring up that image of the city of Adam once more? Of the web page. Bring that out once more. Bring that once more. Let's bring up the web page, City of Adam. Once again, go to cityofadam.com, and you'll see the page where you can send in your application. You can check the status of your application, or if you are already a member, your application has been approved, you can go and enter the city. Make sure you go to cityofadam.com. Right here is where, all the routes you need to go, and I'll be willing to work on getting you on the city of Adam. So once again, without further ado, may peace and thanksgiving all be multiplied. May the Most High's name be upon all of his saints. Shalom.
Shalom.
I was the one that told you not to get them all friends. Hit the true 10 and the lost sin, had us all in darkness. See, you got that sin and the trespass, man, they gon' cost me. Until they get the message. If you don't get it, how's the tongue gon' test you? Congregation of the saints, we got that bread and letter. Almost scribe, we standing firm in the windows of heaven. You keep the feast, you best believe you gon' receive that blessing. Watch this. Just keep the feast, but out here living sin free. I'm occupied these 50 days and I've been waiting patiently. Can take my arm, can take my leg, but not my mind, not that disease. No discipline is pleasant, therefore pick up your feeble knees. How's the time was the one that told you not to get them all friends. Hit the true 10 and the lost sin, had us all in darkness. See, you got that sin and the trespass, man, they gon' cost me. But the ninth hour, how's the time, gotta get up off me. Say you can't find no peace in the wicked, cause the passion of Christ is nowhere to be found. And this is the time for our buzz vengeance. Desolation shall be to the wicked expound. Say you can't find no peace in the wicked, cause the passion of Christ is nowhere to be found. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words they shall resound. Ain't no time to put my feet up. Whole time bread and wine, brother need a re-up. Put your D's up, Satan coming like he Jesus to the dark. Judgment coming from heaven, it's time to guard your heart.
And like Elijah, I hear an abundance of rain. Obvious judgment coming in for the children of Cain. We've been going through 3.5 years of pain. I won't rest until the wicked are bound up in chains.
Spit the truth, give it to the youth right here in our heart. Bring all things to our mind like way back in the ark. What you thought, food for thought like Noah in the flood. Meet your end if you ain't written down in the blood.
I receive power in the ninth hour.
When I call upon the name of Abba Yahweh, and he devoured the children of Babel, and with his right hand he toppled the tower.
Find no peace in the wicked, cause the passion of Christ is nowhere to be found. And this is the time for Abba's vengeance. Desolation shall be to the wicked expound. Say you can't find no peace in the wicked, cause the passion of Christ is nowhere to be found. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words they shall resound.